If you haven't taken
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year two pom-pom people.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
What's happening from the Divoli's House of Cards here on a Tuesday in St. Johns County? Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts has made his way down here to the couch here at the Divoli's. No Aaron Schachter. He's back in the studio.
I mean, I'm here. I'm just not there.
He's being the legend. I just want you guys to know, I could not see anything the whole way here.
That's good.
I had this thing in my right eye. Luckily, the person in front of me was going 60 with their flashers on, and usually I'm not a fan of that, right? Usually I'm like, we get around, we pass. I was like, you know what? This could be good for me right now.
But you were following the leader there.
I was doing what I had to do.
So are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
You just had something in your eye.
Yeah, I couldn't. Dude, I was like, it was an experience.
I want to pull over the next time that happens.
God
Well, I had to
forbid.
get here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I couldn't let the team down.
good deal.
You guys need me.
I guess.
I survived.
That
That lady, by the way, is still going 60 with the flashers. I just want to reiterate that point.
She's heading all the way down to West Palm, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know where she's off to, but God bless
And
her.
she's going to take her time getting there.
She is.
And when she gets there, she's probably going to be diverted back because I guess there's a hurricane coming or something.
That's what they say.
I mean, where'd this thing come from?
I believe it comes from the water, Brent.
Yeah. I mean, but out of the blue, right? I mean, we don't get hurricanes or subtropical whatevers
No,
in
the season's
November.
supposed to be over.
I mean, we're in high school playoffs. We should be worried about snow, not hurricanes.
Snow, huh?
Snow.
I'm just saying, like, not in most places. Most people are worried about snow in
Yeah.
playoffs,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like hurricanes.
Yeah, but we're not most people.
I understand. Like
We're built different.
We are built different, but
Only radio show in Jacksonville getting to the spot of the show with one eye. You know what I'm saying? Look at us.
and with 1 second.
Yeah, I really was cutting it, huh?
I totally forgot. Here's what I did. So I have, for Monday Morning Madness, I have all the stuff set up at home.
Uh-huh.
And so I usually just do, on Tuesday, I just like, okay, pack everything up. I kind of leave it be. And well, I'm walking out the door, and I'm like, oh, no, I totally forgot to pack everything up. I was hustling. Like, I went from this nice, relaxing, kind of take my time, getting stuff done kind of day to I was running and hustling and got here in time with 2 eyes, but plenty of foot on the gas.
Same here, brother.
Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts here on a Tuesday. Hey, guess what? Got some exciting news. Jamal Agnew will join us in the 4 o'clock
Very
hour
cool.
today. Yeah,
We
that'll
got
be
all
fun.
the players on the radio.
Ah, we got them all, baby. We have them all. So Jamal Agnew, I really think that was a big spark play. And you know me, I think Agnew's a bigger part of this thing than maybe, you know, you lose some players and you're like, well, okay, what does that mean? You know, we go back to the Fadakasi stuff, and not everything changed when I said Fadakasi, but the other day he had like 4 pressures. So he does something, right? I mean, they paid him to do something. And I think the spark in the return game is really where Agnew gives you the best bet. He's been a relatively quiet this year and there, but the offensive stuff that he has been able to deliver, especially when like a Marvin Jones was out or he had an injury here or there, and maybe he becomes more important now with Evan Ingram in the balance for this weekend. I know he doesn't play tight end, but I'm just saying some of the touches could go Agnew's way. And then he provided a big spark. The Jags were now 20-10 down. They had been down 20-7 and 17-0, and they come out of the locker room and they get a 52-yarder, and you could see the bench. You could see the reaction on the field, and all that momentum that they took to the locker room didn't go away in 12 minutes of rest time because Agnew delivered another punch to the Raiders, and the momentum stayed on the Jags side pretty much the remainder of the game. So I like Jamal a lot. He's been good for the Jags.
He has been. He has been, because when they signed him, he was one of the first signings we've talked about. We were like, okay, they got a plan. I remember clearly saying, I was like, they got a plan. It'll be fine. And it has worked out in the return game and on the offensive side as well. We'll see how much he gets back involved with the offense, to your point. But he's the spark plug, man. He's the guy that is giving them a lift when they need it, especially coming out of the half. So, yeah, I'll be excited to talk to him when he slides on the show.
Yeah, that'll be at 4 o'clock, by the way, but stay with us until then.
Yes.
It actually got me thinking today when you think about Jamal Agnew and his signing, and it was the first one really of the bulky Meyer era at the time.
Yeah.
If you go back and think about the signings for the Jacksonville Jaguars in free agency, which can be tremendous hit or miss, how do we look at it now over these 2 years with bulky? I mean, really this year, just take a peek. And Zay Jones, he's been good. I mean, but it's a moderate signing by NFL standards, right? I think Christian Kirk, when they've been good, he's been terrific. And I think he is a valuable piece. Forget about how much money he's making and all that stuff. How would the Jags offense be without Christian Kirk?
Not very good. Well, yeah,
Not very good,
right? Yeah, I don't think very good.
He's been the key to moving that ball down the field on a couple of different important drives.
He's been I think he's been a difference maker for them. When Trevor Lawrence gets going, it's usually because in the course of that game, Christian Kirk was a target. And you go back to the first 3 games, it was 6 catches, 6 catches, 6 catches. I don't have the targets in my mind right away, but touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And then when they go to the Giants, it was a little absence there. Then you go to the Giants game, had the big touchdown in the Giants game. And I think that was one of 4 catches. It wasn't anything crazy. But he kind of went quiet for a bit there over that stretch, starting with the Philadelphia game where he didn't perform well either. And then you go back to Sunday's game, he's got 8 catches now for another touchdown. And so I think the Kirk signing has really been fantastic. And now when you set it up for the future with a guy like Ridley coming in, I think everybody can get excited about the prospects of that, Kasey
Brent,
and Aaron.
Here's the problem is that you can't judge the Kirk signing on whether he's been valuable or not. You got to judge the Kirk signing on whether he's been the number one deserved of a 18 a year or whatever it works out to when all the bells and whistles are stripped away. To say, yeah, he'll be a phenomenal number 2 if Ridley is the guy we think he is might be a great point, but that's certainly not what he was brought in here to do, right?
Yeah, I guess, but here's the thing about free agency. You overpay in free agency. You need to go get a guy. And so for them to set the table for Trevor to be better, for Ridley and Trevor maybe to be and Kirk to be a thing, you had to overpay. So, no, I don't think it's different than the draft. When the draft, you draft somebody number 1 overall, Trayvon Walker and Trevor Lawrence have to be really good. And I've said it multiple times this year. They've got to stop being the reasons they're losing football games and be more the reason they're winning football games. When you trade up to get Devin Lloyd, when you invest in Tyson Campbell, that's why we're so down on a guy like Chason. By the way, is he not even on the team anymore?
You haven't seen him in a while, have you?
That's why we criticize those guys and those moves so much because of the investment. When it comes to money, I know the Christian Kirk deal was a lot, but do you even know the deal for Zay Jones? Do you even know the deal that Dan Arnold's under? Do you even know the deal that Rayshon Jenkins is under? The answer is yes, some fans do, but a lot of fans don't. They just want them to be productive players because they brought them into the mix. And right now, I think Kirk is a productive player. Look at the numbers. The numbers are going to be really good.
Yeah, he's been an important part of this team. As, by the way, has a guy like Brandon Sheriff, who was part of that haul from Trent Baalke.
Good call. So that's what I wanted to do. Go down the free agents. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, been a big part of it, right? Aluakin, and I think people would like more out of Aluakin, but he's steadied that position, and he's working with some guys that are going through some things.
Yeah, he's got a couple of young guys on the team who need his counsel. I mean, it's a good thing you got a veteran in there.
Who else?
Darius Williams
really coming on. And
that was all in the same week, by the way.
But hey, listen, they spent a ton of money, and their defense has not been overall as productive as it needs to be. But it also
last year.
It's what I tell you yesterday. It's a touchdown less than it was last year. I don't know if that's worth $175 million spent or whatever they spent on it. I have no idea.
Why not?
But it's better.
It's not your money. Who's counting?
It isn't my money. And
sitting here looking at ice cream machines instead of safeties. I feel you, Brent.
Yes. And speaking of safeties, Rayshon Jenkins, not good last year, very good this year.
Yeah,
very good.
I think you can use very good. He's been good for them.
Yeah.
He's been very good, actually.
But I don't think he's really going to be here after this year. But my point being, if you look at the guys they've brought in, they haven't been unbelievable. This hasn't been Calais Campbell and A.J. Boye in 2017 where everything works. But it's been a lot of quality play from a lot of different players that they asked to join the mix. And I will say this, they really concentrated on a leadership quality. The Foye Aluakins, the Christian Kirks, the Zay Jones, the Evan Ingrams. These guys have really paid off in that department, and especially when you're going on a 5-game losing streak. These aren't just money-grabbing players. These are guys that value their craft, that are also going to work beyond their craft and not just take the paycheck. We've seen that before in Jacksonville. You get that sometimes in free agency, and I think these guys have been a valuable part of what Doug Peterson's trying to build and what they're trying to build and improve upon with the young guys coming along.
You know, and to that point, I kind of hadn't really thought much into this until actually right now. But when we were in the locker room after the game, I, kind of look around, see what the situation is. And to the point that you're talking about, I clearly remember seeing in the locker room, you had Brandon Sheriff was over there talking with, Fortner. I remember seeing it. You had a Lewican with Devin Lloyd. You had pretty much all the pass rushers, but I remember when Smoot got done talking to us, he went right over to where Trayvon Walker and those guys were. So I think to your point, they're getting some of that not only on the field but in the locker room, because you can see it even after the game, after a win, they're talking to each other. Who knows what they're talking about? Obviously, they just won a football game, so they're pretty excited. But you have those guys communicating, mentoring, and that's a good thing for the free agent signings that they brought in this year.
Yeah, I think there's a whole package to it, right? And Andre Cisco talked about it yesterday on our show, Jags Report Live. He was on, and he said there's no finger pointing. These guys really like close to the vest, close locker room. And they like each other. And there's a lot of tutelage going on and a lot of learning and working through things and not pointing fingers. And I said, well, you really have no reason to point fingers because everybody's been a problem at times. Part of the reason you guys have lost has been something different all the time. So I don't know if there's one position group that can be like, well, we're doing our job. Why aren't you guys doing your job every week all the time? It's not the way the game works usually anyway, but it's significantly different than in years past where it's like, hey, the offense is really good, or the offense hasn't been that good, where the defense is really good and they get to point fingers and say, come on, offense, let's go. Kind of like the Rams right now, right?
I was going to say, you only need to look over to L.A. and see how Jalen and the folks are doing over at Rams Central.
Yeah, so they haven't had to worry about that. And I think there's youth that people are learning, and I think the veteran guys understand it. Cisco actually said to us, I don't know if he said on camera or off camera last night, he said, we've had guys that have come in here or guys that have even from other teams that have said, man, I can tell you guys are a tight locker room, or this is a good place. This wasn't as like this in other places. Christian Kirk had a soundbite today. I don't know if you were not today, Sunday, where he said, hey, I've been on a team that's gone through a 5-game losing streak. He was talking about Arizona, obviously, and we didn't handle it like this team handled it. This was totally different.
So then let me ask you this. Do you think that means this coming off season, it's going to be easier to recruit players to come to this team? Because that was the knock on the Jags in the offseason. They had to pay so much because you had to pay the Jaguars tax because the franchise had such a stink on it.
That's a good call.
Yeah, well, again, I think that's true to a point. I think the Jags have had to overpay a little. I think that's a carried away narrative at times because.
So you're not buying it?
Well, the state of Florida does that for you, right? I mean, do you want to go pay New York taxes or do you want to pay Florida state taxes?
I mean, ask Tyreek Hill. He made it pretty clear.
And exactly, it does come into play. But I don't think your point is wrong. I think the Jags have to be aggressive. Could another team have signed Christian Kirk for less money? Yeah, probably. Did the Jags have to overpay a little bit to kind of set the table for what they were going to do? Yeah, but they wanted a guy like Kirk in that locker room. They didn't just pay for a skill set that they thought would be good and productive. They also paid for a leader and part of that leadership council and fixing the mess of Urban Meyer in last year. And that was a significant thing. That was a real thing. I don't think we can forget that thing. And that's why you give these players credit, the guys that have come in, the guys that are already here, and Doug Peterson and the staff a lot of credit for us not even talking about that stuff anymore. A year later, we're not talking about that in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. We have seen it before. It wasn't just Urban. I don't even think actually the locker room really pointed fingers last year. I think they stayed together because they were all against Urban.
Yeah, common enemy.
Yeah, we've seen it in other years, though, that the locker room was pointing. Heck, in 2017, the locker room was not entirely on the same page. You had a lot of personalities, a lot of egos. You had cliques in that locker room, and they were super talented. And you got away with it when you're talented and things are going well and you're winning on Sundays. It doesn't always go one way or another just because of the way the locker room is built. There have been plenty of talented teams. I'll give you the Cowboys back in the late 90s that won a lot of football games but probably didn't love each other every single moment of the day. And there's a lot of egos there, and you get countless examples, right? But I think they built this thing in that way of, hey, listen, we might still go through some struggling times. We need their help on the field. We need their help in the locker room. We need their help to tutor these young guys. And I brought this up. It might be the best point I've made in a while on the show, guys. Yep.
Glad you found it and were able to congratulate yourself.
I'm not congratulating. Even Rasheen congratulated me yesterday on it. But it's an interesting talking point that we got to finally. And because this is a group that's being asked to do a lot with young guys.
Yeah.
And that is real. Like, go ahead and find me another team around the league that's asking so many first and second and third round picks or first and second year players to do more. The Jets?
Yeah, we'll pretend like the Jets aren't a thing. Go ahead. Find another one.
Well, I'm not saying other people can't do it. I'm not saying the Jags are living in a league that nobody else has lived in. But the Jets are probably a good example.
The Giants.
Nah.
Giants are pretty veteran, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not really doing it with draft picks either. They got a couple of young guys on there, and
Cool.
Evan Neal, Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Neal, Thibodeau. All
They
their
traded
wide
away
receivers are
Kadarius
rookies or
Toney. They
first-year
traded away
guys.
the young guys.
Yeah, maybe, but I guess maybe we feel like they're being carried by their older guys like Saquon Barkley and Daniel
even
Jones. who
Daniel
have been in it
Jones
for
is a
5
couple of years in the
and-
league. Yeah.
Chicago.
Does Chicago have a lot of younger players around Fields?
Well, they just traded their
From
only
that.
veteran players away.
I think they have a couple of former
and they have
office
3
workers
wins.
is what,
So,
really
I
what
mean,
it is.
Yeah. So there's a couple of teams being able to, like, asking them to do it, but that's not the way of the world in the NFL. The Dolphins had a young team last year, but they still had veteran presence. Was it last year? Did the Dolphins make the playoffs last year?
No.
2 years ago? Did they even make it? Or did they just come close last year?
No, they were like 500.
What was the year with Flores? They came close, right? Would that have been last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Well, that was the year that they, I think, had like the third youngest team in the league.
Yeah, I don't know that the Cowboys are asking all their rookies and guys to do it, but they are the fourth youngest team in the
Are
league.
they really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
Right in front of the Jaguars.
Because you wouldn't think of that, right?
No way.
When I say Cowboys, you think of what? You
I
think
think
of
Zeke.
Dak. You
I
think
think
of
of
Zeke.
Dak, yeah.
I mean, heck, the Pollard dude's been around for a while now.
Yeah.
Schultz on offense. But C.D. Lamb's a relatively young guy.
Mhm.
Parsons is a young guy.
Yep.
Trevon Diggs is actually a pretty young guy.
That's right.
But I think that's where, like, the Jags probably want to be more like the Cowboys by next year, where those guys have now had a lot of game action. All those guys I just mentioned. Parsons, he's got a full year under his belt. Trevon Diggs, he just had an unbelievable year last year and learned a lot. I think that's what – and C.D. Lamb, now a ton of playing time. So I think that's what the Jags would like to see happen over the next couple years. I say this a lot. The league is young. It's a young man's game.
Yeah, the oldest
But-
team is like 27 plus.
But inexperience is still a key component to this.
I think
and
that's
if you
what it
really
is,
look,
man.
If you look at the Jags' defense, I can see why they've had problems at times. They've got Josh Allen, Roy Robertson Harris, Smoot, Fadakasi. Those are veteran guys. Then you got Aluakin and Darius Williams, veteran guys. Rayshon Jenkins, veteran guy. Trey Herndon at the moment is still a veteran guy, but he didn't even play the most snaps. But then you mix that in with Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd, sometimes Chad Muma, Tyson Campbell, who really only, what's he at now, like 24 games? So he's getting more veteran. Andre Sisco, second-year guy who hardly played last year. And now you're mixing in like the Buster Browns of the world. So, like, you can see why when you have 4 guys that haven't played a lot of football and these other guys know what it's supposed to look like and where they're supposed to be, why you have some missed assignments and breakdowns and issues. Like, to me, that makes sense. It actually makes more sense than you would figure, I think. Now, on the offensive side of things, think about their inexperience. Trevor, still learning.
ETN.
Fortner, ETN. Is that it? Pretty much, right?
Yes.
Yeah, their whole offensive line has a ton of experience now.
But not with each other, which is kind of the.
Well, that's fair.
It's the
That's fair.
antithesis of what we're talking about here. It's not just about how many years you've been in the league, but how many years you've been on the field. I mean, are you out there consistently taking reps? Have you been with these teammates before? Like, it's all new for this team.
When Barch was in there.
And Barch, yeah, Barch didn't have a ton of experience, but their receivers have a lot of experience. They should know their landmarks on the field, right? Those receivers, they should know where they're supposed to go. And I would just argue this. When you have Cam Robinson, Shatley, Sheriff, and now Jawan Taylor, who all have played at least 4 years in the NFL, though, even if it takes a little while to gel, which I understand what you're saying, Aaron, it should come quicker than if you had 2 or 3 rookies on the line or second year.
And it has come for them.
And it's been great.
They've been playing pretty well.
I think they've been excellent. I think they're better than pretty well. Can you make the case the offensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars is their best consistent unit?
Like their best position group?
Yeah. I mean, I get running back, but let's take running back out of the way, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's not it's one guy, really, in the running back room.
Then with the consistent part of it, I would say probably, yes.
We missing anybody? I mean, their secondary has been up and down. Actually, their secondary has disappointed me more than I thought. I thought they'd be better.
And their linebackers have been up and down at times.
I mean, the receivers have had some drop games, and you've had guys in and out of the lineup there, so it changes things up. But
tight ends, for the most part, have been consistent.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But offensive line, I think you can make the case. The most consistent group on the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's take a break. We're live from Tivoli's House of Cards, St. Johns County. We've got Jamal Agnew coming up at 4 o'clock. What else is happening in the world of sports? College basketball tipped off last night. Are you excited about that?
FSU, what are we doing?
FSU lost to Stetson.
The Hatters. What happened? What happened?
Like, I'm not going to start trumpeting like the Leonard Hamilton. Is it time to go? Because it's one game into the season.
But
it does feel like that run that they had for what felt like a good 4 or 5 year span where they were really good. And the year we had the pandemic, they might have won it all.
Yeah.
Like they had a chance.
They did.
That is gone. They don't have the influx of talent. They have talent, but they don't have that kind of influx of talent.
Yeah, Matt Cleveland's a good player. Cameron Fletcher. But
Yeah. So we'll talk a little hoops.
UNF did not cover the spread, by the way.
No, they did not.
Neither
That
did
was
JU.
disappointing. JU, the spread was odd there. I know a couple of Dukies were out, but that was odd. We'll be back from Tivoli's House of Cards. Brent Friends on ESPN 690.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy and windy today with a few showers. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, dropping into the upper 50s tonight. And a partly cloudy and windy Wednesday with a few scattered showers. Highs tomorrow in the lower 70s, and then increasing impacts from Nicole Thursday and Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997, and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
The Card Player Poker Tour is going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. The popular poker tournament series continues until November 14th and ends with the $3,000 No Limit Hold'em main event from November 11th to the 14th, and the Best Bet 500, a $500 No Limit Hold'em tournament on November 14th. There are $540 satellites into the main event going on weekly at Best Bet Jacksonville. Go to bestbetjax.com to view the full tournament and satellite schedule. That's bestbetjax.com.
Koala, koala, koala.
Hey, this is Bruce.
And I'm Carrie.
We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Fall is finally here, and hopefully so are milder temperatures. But don't wait to insulate your home. Take advantage of 20% savings off our summer rates and start saving on those utility bills now and all those hot summers to come.
Give us a call and set up your free evaluation at 679-6282 or find us online at koalainsulation.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Pro or against? That seems to be the only thing that matters these days in the marijuana discussion. But what about the facts? At Mary, we've taken it upon ourselves to lay it all out there in our podcast. Just pure, unbiased education about medical marijuana and unlawful use of cannabis. Find it at mary.famu.edu. That's mmeri.famu.edu.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. For some, that sacrifice includes physical and mental injuries or trauma that will affect their lives forever. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. We need to show them that we truly are a grateful nation. We cannot allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves.
The American Legion, Middleburg Post 250.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Okay, smile naturally. Perfect.
Cam's Photography knows wedding season ramps up in a flash. They need to say I do to a studio assistant before clients go full bridezilla.
I'm so sorry. I have to get a different lens. I'll be right back.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
And welcome back to Voley's House of Cards. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts here on the couch down at the Voley's House of Cards. It's our spot. Aaron Schachter pushing all the buttons today.
That's me.
Go. Getting ready for something Nicole. What is it?
Right now, I think it's a tropical storm.
Isn't the name Nicole too nice for like a hurricane?
I don't know about nice. Not that the name
Nicole
isn't nice. You're saying it's too modern, I think, right? Like too contemporary?
Maybe. Like, you know, you have Hurricane Lisa. Lisa can be really nice. Lisa maybe can be a storm of brewing. How about Nicole?
How about just Karen?
Karen. We've had it, haven't we?
Yeah, we really ruined that name, didn't we?
We really did. Like, will anybody ever name their kid Karen again?
People have to be doing it.
Dozens of years, I think it'll take a break. Now, there are some names through time that have had to take a break, and I think Karen might be one of them.
Hopefully.
There are some names where you're like, you hear a kid name that, you're like, are you sure about that? Do you want to take another swing?
Did Karen ever come up in your conversations when you named Kaylee? I mean,
No.
okay.
Cool. Nope. Karen never came up. And I actually have two relatives named Karen, too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So there was no way it was coming up.
No, they're fine. But I didn't think it was coming up.
We don't have time to dive into that, but anytime someone says, they're fine, they're really not fine.
Well,
I don't like them.
Well, you kind of painted the picture like you would never name Kaylee Karen because of the way I have relatives. Like they're not good people or something.
No. But, like, I wouldn't name a kid after, like my cousin is Tristan and Devin, right? I love Tristan and Devin. But I would not name my kid Tristan nor Devin.
Because
that's
they're
their
already
name.
in the family?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, it's not like it's my sister or something. I mean, they're kind of somewhat distant. So I could get away with it.
When's the last time you talked to Karen?
Probably a few years.
Well, you didn't even go to your sister's wedding, so I don't know what I was expecting there. All right.
That's a good point.
Sports.
That's a good
I was
point.
going to say, this Martineau therapy session brought to you by Divoli's House of Cards.
There we go. Like I said, we're on the couch.
That's true.
I don't need therapy. I'm fine. We're talking through this fine. Not yet.
First sign of someone who needs therapy is someone who says, I don't need therapy. Yeah.
I'll tell you when I need therapy, all right? I'm not afraid.
So
I'm
will
the
we, by
opposite
the
of
way.
that. Hey, you know who needs therapy?
Me? What?
Jim Irsay.
Poor Jim Irsay.
Great segue.
That's good.
I mean, I don't know what kind of therapy that dude needs.
Something.
Well,
But he needs
all of
hiring
it.
a coach therapy.
Yeah, he needs all of it.
What was that? I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but then since there's been a news conference.
And it wasn't one that, like,
was a
I don't think it instilled any confidence in anybody.
Oh, really?
Except
You don't
the-
think so?
Except the Raiders and every opponent left on the schedule. They're pretty confident they'll win.
If you're on that team or even a fan of that team, the Colts, and you're watching that newscast, you got to be going, what is going on in that building?
I can't believe Jeff Saturday took the job.
Why wouldn't you?
Because why would you?
Did I argue that with you yesterday, Aaron?
I think
off the air.
we talked a little bit about it, yeah.
Why would you not? It's a big payday.
Not only that, but you're talking about
It's
the
embarrassing.
most competitive people on the earth, professional athletes. They're not going to look at you and be like, I can't do this.
I didn't say that.
That being said,
how could you not get by like the initial, hey, this is cool, let me give it a whirl,
Sure.
to like, this is going to be
the second you think
a
about it, yeah.
poop
Disaster.
store.
A
Why
dumpster
not?
fire.
I would do it. It sounds like anybody's available.
Here's the
so
problem.
If
Well-
Irsay asked me, I'd do it.
Here's the problem with doing
Yeah, but
it.
you got nothing to lose.
Neither does he.
Jeff
No,
Saturday has a
wants to
reputation.
coach. He says it. He says he wants to coach. This is a tryout. But if it's a tryout, you're really setting yourself up for failure right here, Jeff.
I mean, Rasheed Mathis told us yesterday, and I couldn't agree with him more. The locker room's gone. I mean, this team is going to get blasted on Sunday, 45-3 against a Raiders team that can't win.
Jeff will be on First Take on February 11th. He'll be back in his
He
normal
will.
job.
And it'll be like talking about the experience that, like, oh, that was fun.
He'll be like, you're never going to believe this.
I mean, this is silly.
Casey, I heard you saying that you didn't think anyone else was available, or you did think someone else was available. What did you say just now?
Oh, I said I was available.
Oh, okay. 'Cause you must have been the only one, because according to this press conference, Jim Irsay, it didn't seem like he cared who was available. You guys want to hear some of these?
Yeah, play us something.
All right, so here's the first cut. Question was asked, was the job offered to any other coach?
No, it wasn't offered to anyone else. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know, Chris and I, what we would have done, if anything, if he wasn't available and willing.
So if Jeff Saturday was busy, if
They
Jeff,
just wouldn't have had a coach. They would have not played football.
if Jeff Saturday
with the
had a
coach.
date Saturday night or something, if he had a roller skating appointment, the Colts would be coachless for the rest of the season.
I mean, they only have, like, guys like Gus Bradley on the staff that coached for 4 years in the NFL.
Yes. Oh my God. All right. So then the question was asked. All right. Well, if you didn't bother offering the job to anybody else, what was it about the experience that earned him the job?
He has tons of experience.
Oh.
He knows this game inside and out.
Okay.
With relationships with coaches and players, and has been a consultant for us for several
a paid?
years. A paid consultant, informing Chris and I and other people in the organization, you know, his opinions.
Cool. So the bottom line is the experience that landed him the head coaching job of one of the 32 rarest open positions in the world was at some point the Colts gave him money for an opinion somewhere.
I mean, this is good. I'm just reading this because, like, Stephen Holder, he covers the Colts, right? Colts passing game specialist Parks Frazier will perform play calling duties for Jeff Saturday's staff. According to sources, Frazier, to my knowledge, did not call plays at any level.
Sounds about right.
And I said, this has got to be the greatest story to cover if you cover the Colts. I mean,
It'll keep you busy for
this,
sure.
you'll be telling stories about this someday. I covered that.
It's going to be a
I mean,
disaster.
Irsay, give me some more Irsay. Just make me chuckle some more.
I got one more Irsay, and unfortunately for the caller yesterday who ended up making our Instagram and TikTok page.
Daniel,
Unfortunately, Daniel, you may want to do a little earmuffs here. This is a how do you feel question. I know you don't like these.
I didn't ask it.
Okay.
10 years ago, I might have.
You might have 10 years ago. But, they're looking at Irsay, all right, well, clearly you say the words experience, but he doesn't actually have experience. So how do you feel going with a coach who's never coached collegiate or professional football.
I'm glad he doesn't have any NFL experience. I'm glad he hasn't learned the fear that's in this league. That's because it's tough for all our coaches. They're afraid. They go to analytics, and it gets difficult. I mean, he doesn't have all that. He doesn't have that fear, and there was no other candidate. We were fortunate that he was available.
No calculators in Jeff Saturday's house. He will not go to the analytics.
Holy cow.
And by the way, there's no other candidate. I love this no other candidate stuff. You've got former coaches on the staff that you could give an opportunity to.
You've even got guys who weren't former coaches who you could give that opportunity to.
Call Peyton.
Matt Ryan probably could have done a decent job.
Matt Ryan
could have
player
done the
coach.
job.
Player
Holy
coach.
Smokes.
By the way, go get Josh McCown. He can quarterback and coach.
There's so many other options.
That would have been the one. Like if you're going to do this, Josh McCown would make no sense for their organization.
But
I
they're
guess.
already
There's no
paying
ties.
Matt Ryan, Brent. Just tell him
Nick
to
Foles
grab the
and-
clipboard and a headset.
That would be great
Nick
to have
Foles and Matt
call
Ryan
plays.
could do it.
You're like, hey, buddy, we're already paying you $15 million. Why don't you do something?
Yes, that would have been great. That actually would have been like, that's what they do in our business.
Yeah.
Do
Except,
something.
hey, you're making $12 an hour. You got to do this now.
It's literally how I ended up in this studio, by the way. They're like, hey, you're not doing anything in the afternoon. Go walk down the hall.
Yes.
You guys want to hear from
Fill that 8-hour day.
You want to hear from the brand new coach of the Colts who hates analytics and was the only choice left, Jeff Saturday?
Let's do it.
All right. So they asked Jeff once he got on stage, once they eviscerated Irsay, they said, Jeff, was it shocking to get the call just being a TV guy having no coaching experience whatsoever?
Shocked would be an understatement, right? Shocked would be an understatement. So, yeah, we had the conversation, and it escalated quickly.
Yeah. I bet it did.
You're the coach of the team. Apparently, it
This
did
is
escalate.
this is how quick it escalated. He picks up and goes, oh, Jim, hey, man, long time no hear. Hey, Jeff, want to be a coach. That was the entire negotiation.
Like Irsay's on his private jet. He's on a balcony right on Saturday night. I think he tweets a picture out wherever they're playing the Patriots. So he's on the balcony, and he's probably whatever that dude drinks, a lot into it.
It's got to
right?
be moonshine hiring Jeff Saturday for this show.
And so somewhere along the way on Saturday night, don't you just get the feeling that he said, "We're going to lose tomorrow." And I'm going to get Jeff Saturday. And he told somebody, like, that's funny, Jim. Good idea. He's like, no, I am.
Not really. I'm on the phone with him right now.
Yes, he's going to be the next guy.
The decision was so outlandish.
Jeff
It wouldn't even shock me to find out this was like a bet between Jerry Jones and Jim Irsay to see the craziest move that could be made. I will say this. Jeff, for as much crap as we're giving him for having no experience whatsoever, the guy sounds like a realist when he's up there talking. Like he understands what's happening and why it's so shocking to people. Check out this cut. He was asked what his expectation is for this season.
I have no preconceived notion that I'm going to be some spectacular anything. I know I got to work hard, and I'm auditioning not only for this one, but for 31 others, just like everybody else in this game.
So at least coming from that point of view, you're like, all right, I kind of feel you on that.
No, I'm not like, all right. Who gets up to anything? It's like, hey, we started this show, ESPN 690. I have no idea if I'm any good at this thing, but I hope the hell it works out. And if it doesn't, there's a bunch of other radio stations around the country. That's what he just said.
I feel like I've heard Kasey say that, though.
Well, that's different.
I mean, who in that profession, oh, wait, he's not in that profession.
No.
Gets up there and is like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this well or not.
Yeah,
but I hope I do.
I just want to make it perfectly clear. I had to go to college for 4 years and do an internship just to get hired as a studio tech at Action News Jax. This guy has no experience doing anything, and they hired him to be the coach of the Colts.
Well, Kasey, don't be unfair. He's been a consultant.
That's right.
He's been paid by the Colts for his opinion.
What do you think Jeff Saturday's consulting on? Like, I feel like, because it's not like he was consulting on the whole team. He's probably consulting on, like, the offensive line. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's like, hey, you know what you should do in defense?
Yeah.
This. He's like, no, I played center.
And they had named a play caller for this weekend.
Oh, yeah, Parks.
Yeah.
And Rec.
Leslie
gonna
Knope
get wrecked.
calling plays.
Who is this guy? Some 30-year-old guy, which is the new wave
Good
thing.
for him.
He's never called plays at any level. He didn't even call plays for his kids' flag football team. I don't even know if he has a kid.
Ursay's like, do we have any accountants on the team that want to coach? Let's give them a call, please.
Do you believe in analytics? No. You're calling the
You're
plays,
in.
baby.
Let's go.
Run the football.
Tired
Where
of
do they
these
win,
calculators.
I mean, seriously, guys, this is like we're laughing and having fun with it because it's hilarious.
It is.
This is like straight out of this is a movie.
It's also way more delicious because it's AFC South and it's the
Yes.
Colts.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
and it's Irsay, right? I
Yeah.
mean, Irsay can be that guy. But
This wouldn't be super fun if it was like the Texans.
like,
it'd
give me a
still be
movie.
kind of fun.
Like, there's a movie that's made like this, right? Like Adam Sandler coaching something or somebody coaching something.
I mean,
or,
aren't there a ton of? Isn't
Ted
every
Lasso.
sports comedy this?
Ted Lasso. This
Ted
is
Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
That's what he's been watching. He's been watching Lasso. I mean, this is like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah,
or
like
something,
every
right? I mean, like he's now
fish
the
out of
teacher
water
or
movie
something.
is Jeff Saturday coaching the Colts.
I mean, this is like bizarro world. This is the NFL. This is a billion-dollar industry. Guys work all their life to get coaching gigs in this industry. Guys work all their lives to play for a team to make more money down the road. Think about that locker room. They are about to score what, like 26 points the rest of the year?
Maybe.
I mean,
If they're lucky.
they're playing Ellinger. Already that can't sit well with some of these guys because the better guy is the guy down the locker.
Yep.
That has played in the league for 12 years, even though I don't think he's great. He's way better than that kid. And now you're putting a guy in that has never led a group of men. And now you're having a play caller that's 30 years old that's never called a play. These guys on offense, I mean, they have every right, by the way, to have a mutiny in there.
Yeah, how is this not like an official tank?
This is an official tank, but I'm telling you, like, it's different in the respect of how they saw Miami talking about it, Cleveland maybe talking about it, those kind of things, like the underbelly of the brass kind of talking about it and saying this is best for our future. This is like an outright, now you're damaging maybe guys making money because performance dictates how much they make.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I can't get over this move. If I were the Colts players, I would actually think about like not playing this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does it take to not show up for work?
Like I would seriously think about it. Now it's a big check if you don't show up for work.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hard.
But if all of them don't show up from work, collectively.
You want to sit out. You want to walk out on the Colts.
They do the scene from Rudy. They just all put their jersey on the desk.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not doing it.
Like if you ever had a situation that could take place, and by the way, this part has nothing to do with Saturday, in
No.
my opinion. He didn't create this
It's
situation.
just
No,
But-
he's part of the problem. But yeah, he didn't
But
create
when
it.
you tell me my quarterback that's played in the league and thrown for 60,000 yards and is like top 12 all time and threw for 400 yards against the Jags to win, 2 weeks later is on the bench because of a business decision, and now this move takes place, then I would think the leadership of that team has had conversations like, what are we doing and why are we playing on Sunday? Why am I risking my health to play?
Yeah. If every
Like, and
game
it's a
you're
fair
risking your career, yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
It's a fair question. If there was one time that I can remember in recent memory where I could see a team saying, I ain't going out there in the NFL.
It's a very
I
not
think this
Martineau
would be
thing to say, too.
Yeah.
You're definitely not that guy, but you're supporting
usually
the
a rally the
walkout.
troops guy.
Yeah, like the only other time I would say it would have been how strong would the locker room have felt about the Kaepernick situation, right? And so if they were but you know what? The locker room was never going to all be on board the same way.
Right.
There are too many different backgrounds and people and thoughts and opinions on that. So you were never going to get everybody. I can tell you this. I'm pretty sure 50 out of the 53, if not 53 out of 53, all think this is a bunch of BS.
Not Sam Ellinger. He's like, hold on, bro.
Time to shine. Come
Sam's like, hey, this is my third coordinator
There
in
we
my
go.
third start. Maybe this one will work.
Lose something
What
good.
an embarrassment.
It's unbelievable. Like, I don't think you can dismiss how much of an embarrassment it is.
And watch them go in and kill it this
I was
weekend.
gonna say, what did they win?
Stupid.
Yeah. And then we're like, Jeff Saturday is the most amazing story ever. Like,
Yeah, we should have more guys who have never coached in the league.
Coaching is not that hard.
6-year, $80 million extension for Jeff Saturday after victory over the Raiders.
What do we know? Gosh, the Irsay's so dang lucky in his whole life, it will happen. You watch. Because that guy's had a few lucky drops go his way.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We're live at the Foley's House of Cards. Brent Friends on ESPN 690.
Hey, it's Aaron from Brent Friends, and are you looking to make a difference for our community this Thanksgiving? Show you care and help local families this Thanksgiving by giving to the Basket Brigade Florida, proudly supported by Jack C. Wilson Roofing, the first name in Jacksonville roofing, who believe that one small act of kindness makes a difference to so many. To donate, go to ESPN690.com, and thank you for helping families in Northeast Florida. From Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Ready to swoop in the fall of 2022? The UNF Ospreys are ready with a lot of momentum on campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season right around the corner and tickets already on sale. The fall schedule underway in volleyball and men's and women's soccer, also men's and women's cross country. Get the latest news, schedules, results, and information on tickets for all things Ospreys at UNFOspreys.com. Join the Osprey Club, attend a game or a match. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida right now at UNFOspreys.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, you need a big law firm to fight for you. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, this is Mal Washington. The Malavia Washington Youth Foundation provides after-school and summer programs for youth in Jacksonville's urban core. Learn more about the foundation at malwashington.com. Want to offer hope and change a child's life? Please consider joining the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation once a week to mentor a child. Visit malwashington.com to learn more. Want to change a life but don't have time to volunteer? Consider sponsoring a child today. It's your serve. Visit malwashington.com to learn more.
For survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties, Hubbard House provides free, confidential emergency shelter and services. Call our 24-hour hotline at 904-354-3114.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997 and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent AS Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to ESPN 690. Brent Friends. Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, Aaron Schachter. I mean, I could talk about the per se Saturday stuff all day. It's like comedy. Absolute comedy.
It's not like the guy's never put together a good football team, a good roster.
Oh, as he told you, he's never hired a losing coach.
Never.
Until this one.
Until yesterday.
He wanted to mix it up a little bit.
A little bit.
Just crazy, man. Just out of this world nuts the more and more I thought about it over the last 24 hours. And I think we're going to get some stories out of this thing that are going to be just wild. Mm-hmm. He's a respected guy, we'll say that. It's not like Irsay's the one coaching the team.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, you can make the case that Urban will have more stories coaching the Jags than Saturday will.
Not if everybody quits.
It's just it's not even just it's Saturday and Ellinger and Parks.
That's true.
It's so many things to just handcuff this team.
You got to the Matt Ryan part of it too.
Yeah.
They have a guy that could potentially win them games. They're like, you know what, Ellinger.
This guy could still play. He showed it to you.
Yeah. Everybody thinks so, but Brent.
And then you got play callers on that coaching staff. You refuse to use them. Now, it's one thing if Irsay's like, well, that's the old NFL. I want to usher in a new age for us. Okay, fine, but like, make it a full-on off-season strategy.
Nah, it is a new age. It's an age of coaches that have never coached before.
He sounded like he hated analytics is really what it comes down to.
It's like, we don't want smart people working for the Colts.
You like numbers? Not on this team, you don't.
No, sir. We don't do math in Indiana.
Hey, Shohei Ohtani's not going to go anywhere,
That's
it looks like.
That's what they say.
How crazy is this?
That's what they say.
You think there's a chance he does go somewhere?
Probably not. But
they're going to lose him for nothing.
I don't like I would move him if I was the Angels just because you get everything and more back. But we'll see how they feel about that when we get a little closer to the season, depending on what they do in free agency. Because
they're trying to sell that team, right?
I don't know. Are they? You might be right. But I don't know if you've seen the free agent class. It's insane.
Yeah.
It is.
They could get good quickly if they somehow get Judge.
Well, and if they,
and they get one of the shortstops.
And they make the right decisions and piece it together because they've had a lot of good players.
I mean, there's enough tremendous shortstops out there. They can grab one of them.
That's true. Like somebody's going to – one of the really good shortstops or multiple are going to get not paid enough as you would think right now because like Trey Turner gets a huge deal and somebody else gets a huge deal. Then you got Correa, you got Bogarts. There's plenty of shortstops out there.
Yeah, so I guess the deal is almost done for the Angels. This is probably why they couldn't move Ohtani. It's supposed to be somewhere around at least $3 billion and should be consummated over the next few months. That was back in early October.
See, and that's the thing, right?
What? For the sale.
Yeah.
Like
so if you get an owner in there that is like down bad to win, like a Steve Cohen situation with the Mets where he just went for it.
Yeah.
Things could change quickly because, I mean, all these guys are opting out. DeGrom's available. I'm not saying he's going to L.A., but he's available.
How about just the pitchers, right? You got DeGrom, you got Carlos Rodon, You've got Verlander. I mean, he's 39. I mean,
Still pitching lights out.
I get it. Clayton Kershaw seems older to me. Like big name.
Injury issues, sure.
Kodai Senga from
He's coming over.
Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
I
pretty
guess
good.
he's really
But
good.
there's a connection there.
He's also old, isn't he? He's like 30.
Yeah. I think
He's 30, yeah. Evaldi, another 33-year-old. Chris Bassett with the Mets. Tyler Anderson, Dodgers. Tyon. I mean, I don't think this list of pitchers, I know
It's better than what they
position
got.
players. I'm just saying the pitcher list is not. You can piece it together and maybe get like a run for next year,
Well, if
but this isn't a long-term fix of like, unless it's like a DeGrom. Right?
If Ohtani, because there's a couple other guys from the Japanese league that are going to come over, one that just hits tank after tank. If Ohtani can kind of recruit those guys, you do get a pitcher, you get a shortstop. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, it doesn't take
Still
much.
got Mike Trout, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't take much. They don't need a lot.
And
they
if Rendon just wasn't bad.
They need glue.
Yeah.
Like, they need guys that can fit through the lineup. They don't
That's
need
true.
studs. Like, they just can never make their studs fit with everything else. And a lot of times it's because of the pitching.
Xander Bogaerts would be perfect for their lineup.
That would be good. That'd be good.
I think he'll stay in Boston.
Well, I tell you what, I feel like Major League Baseball headquarters has moved west when it's come to big names recently. Even more so than New York City and Boston and Chicago's. They've got plenty, too. But those teams out west, man, there's no joke. And San Francisco's going to be in play for the Judge.
Yeah, they're saying they're the favorite to get Judge, which is insane.
All right,
Don't forget about America's team, the Mariners, baby.
Jamal Agnew joins us next when we come back. Brent Friends on ESPN 690, live from the Bullies House of Cards.
It's tournament time this month at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. The GOPO 500, a $500 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on Saturday, November 19th at Best Bet Orange Park. Then the 10th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack Bounty, a $200 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, at Best Bet Jacksonville at 7 p.m. There are also weekly no-limit hold'em tournaments going on at Best Bet St. Augustine every Wednesday and Saturday. Go to bestbetjacks.com to learn more.
Is your digital marketing strategy keeping you up at night? Do you have more questions than answers? CMG Local Solutions can help you take all the guesswork out of digital marketing. Let CMG Local Solutions create the best marketing plan for your global, regional, or local business. CMG Local Solutions has the right tools to fit your business's marketing needs.
Learn more at cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville. That's cmglocalsolutions.com/Jacksonville.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Hey, this is Bruce.
And I'm Carrie.
We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Fall is finally here, and hopefully so are milder temperatures. But don't wait to insulate your home. Take advantage of 20% savings off our summer rates and start saving on those utility bills now and all those hot summers to come.
Give us a call and set up your free evaluation at 679-6282 or find us online at koalainsulation.com.
Hi, this is Mal Washington. The Malavia Washington Youth Foundation provides after-school and summer programs for youth in Jacksonville's urban core. Learn more about the foundation at malwashington.com. Want to offer hope and change a child's life? Please consider joining the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation once a week to mentor a child. Visit malwashington.com to learn more. Want to change a life but don't have time to volunteer? Consider sponsoring a child today. It's your serve. Visit malwashington.com to learn more.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. If free agent receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is interested in joining the Cowboys, the feeling is mutual. Dallas owner Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan said today OBJ is someone they have all the appreciation in the world for, what he's accomplished as a competitor, and he looked pretty good with the star on his helmet. Beckham, rehabbing from a torn ACL, recently said when he signs with his next team, he'd like it to be a multi-year situation, and the Cowboys were one of the 4 teams he mentioned, along with the Giants, Packers, and Bills. NBA amid a 2-8 start and a 3-game losing streak. Lakers coach Darvin Ham vowing a turnaround for his team, says they're going to turn a corner. The Lakers didn't bring him there to lose. LA in the end won't be going anywhere unless it fixes one major issue, advises First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
They can't shoot. They will compete. They can finish at the basket. They will defend. But in the end, the results won't change until they get brothers that can put it in the hole from long range.
The latest college football playoff rankings of the season unveiled tonight at 7 Eastern exclusively on ESPN TV.
You own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome to the DeVoe's House of Cards, St. Johns County. Brent Martineau, Aaron Schachter, Kasey Kuhrts. Come on down, St. Johns County. Be here until 6 o'clock. Overtime with Kurtz and Middleton immediately following as well. We got the Jags coming off a 27-20 win, back on track in a big one against the Chiefs on Sunday. Let's go to the phones and welcome in Jamal Agnew right now from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he joins us on ESPN at 690. Usually he joins us. I was telling Aaron to turn down the music.
Oh.
I'm just jamming out.
Maybe Jamal was vibing.
Sorry,
bro.
Jamal. That was a bad introduction because Kasey was jamming around here. He's like bebopping, and Aaron wasn't.
Okay, boomer.
And Aaron, and Aaron, all I could hear was the music. I'm like, I'm not going to even be able to talk to Jamal.
I was busy in here doing the hand jive, Brent. I'm sorry.
Vibing. Jamal Agnew first and last time on the program.
I was doing the Charleston Chew in the control room. I just got carried away.
Oh, man.
I didn't know I was getting invited to the club.
Probably not the club you want to be in.
Exactly.
Hey, what's happening, man? Congrats on the win. And man, I thought that was a huge play you had in the game to lead off that second half.
Man, if you ask me, I should have scored. I'm not going to make any excuses, but I hold myself to a high standard. The guys blocked their butts off. I expect myself to be scoring in situations like that. So next time you see me in a situation like that, just know I'm getting in the end zone.
Hey, tell me, why do you see that? Because, obviously we thought it was a really good return, 52 yards, and you put the team in a good position. Did you see something else? Could you have made a certain cut, or do you think just speed-wise? Like, why do you say you should have scored?
I mean, just knowing myself and knowing what I'm capable of. I know I have the speed. I didn't realize how much sideline I had left. I initially just seen the kicker and the angle he took a pretty high angle. But just knowing myself, I could have outran him regardless of, how I was feeling and everything. But, next time I'm going to take full advantage of the opportunity. Obviously, it was still a big play to spark, the team. We definitely went in the locker room at halftime, not thinking we were out of the game at all, but just knowing we needed a play, knowing we needed somebody to spark it off. The kick return unit, we made that play and we sparked it off a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. I do think in hindsight, listening to you guys react to the win and everybody saying, hey, we're still together and 17-0, we got this, we're playing better than it looks right now, and you guys have done a good job of that even in a 5-game losing streak. I know you missed a lot of the time in that losing streak. But I just think in hindsight that play, from a momentum standpoint, getting the 3 points at the end of the half in 45 seconds, that was huge. But then you never know what happens in the 12 minutes of halftime. And for you to do that, and I saw the way the bench reacted, your teammates reacted, and I think everything you guys had built toward the end of the first half just kind of kept boiling over some more. And then the offense took advantage of what you did, delivering them really good field position.
Yeah, no doubt. We take pride in we call it the middle eight, right before halftime. Those 4 minutes right before halftime and the 4 minutes in the second half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. Just taking advantage of that, we got the points, 3 points, like you said, end of the first half. We got the ball coming out. It was important for us to go down and get some points. We had the big return, and then offense went down and drove it down. That flipped the momentum completely. And, we feel like right there we were in control of the game. Defense was out there making stops. They couldn't really do anything on our defense in the second half. So, we just all believed in each other. We all believed that, the other units are going to make plays and, we're going to get back on the field and make our plays. And that's just the story of our season. Like, we kind of, we've been starting fast in a lot of these games this year and not finishing. We started slow this game and then we finished the game. And it was just good to see that. We played a complete game, a complete complementary game, offense, defense, special teams. That's something we needed all year.
Jamal Agnew with us here on ESPN 690, and you guys did that complimentary stuff early in the year, and then one thing would go wrong over these last 5 weeks previous to this one against the Raiders. 17 points down. It was the largest deficit of the season for the Jaguars. Also, did you know the historical significance for the organization, or have you heard about it yet? It's just the second time a Jags team has rallied from 17 down to win a game in franchise history. There were 1 and 116 prior to this, Jamal.
Wow. Yeah, we haven't talked about any of that in any of our meetings or anything, but I've definitely seen that on Twitter, and that's pretty crazy. But it's tough coming from behind right like that. We're down 17-0 real early, and nobody panicked. That was the crazy part. Like you look on the sideline and nobody panicked, especially Trevor. Trevor was walking up and down the sideline. Picking everybody up, telling them we're still in this and it's a long game. So credit to him for doing that, leading us, back into this game.
I kind of panicked, I'm not going to lie. I kind of did.
Look, at least he's being real about it.
No, I mean, listen, I'm Sunshine and Rainbows guy. Jamal knows that from our Monday night show on Jags Report Live, but I kind of panicked. I mean, I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. And you guys rallied it. And now I feel – I have said this about this team. I can tell you guys are a pretty tight locker room, covered a lot of locker rooms, unfortunately covered a lot of locker rooms that have lost too. And I wonder about this team that once you got over that hump, once you pop the balloon of losing, can you now go on a run? And I'm not trying to say you're going to win every game the rest of the year, but how much do you think this team in particular can carry what you guys just accomplished, especially in the second half last week, with you the last 8 games to maybe produce some more wins?
We always knew we were a good team, and Doug makes sure we know that every week in and week out. We showed early in the year we can play with some of the best teams in the league, and obviously we beat the Chargers. We hung in there with Philly, who still hasn't lost a game. So we know we're a really good team. We haven't been able to put it all together, unfortunately, this season. But until I feel like Las Vegas, obviously we weren't perfect, but we played complimentary football. Like I said, we played well on offense, well enough on defense to win, and then made some plays on special teams. And, that's what the great teams in this league do that, are playing in January and February. So, and that's somewhere we want to be. But we got to put it all together week in and week out. and just focus on being 1-0. We're not talking about, winning every game the rest of the season. We're talking about winning the next one.
Absolutely. Jamal, let me take you back to the kickoff. You popped the one, but before that, earlier in the game, you had one that didn't go as well. When you go into halftime or when you talk with your unit, is there something you guys do differently to pop the long one, or was it just as simple as you had more space on that play?
Yeah, we definitely had more space on that second one. Obviously we had the penalty before that first one.
Yeah, you did.
So they were up 5 yards. Kicker made a heck of a kick. He hung it up pretty high with some hang time. 2 yards deep, so it was kind of enticing us to take it out. I definitely could have made a better decision and left that one in there, just knowing, we're at a disadvantage with them. Moved up 5 yards, so they're going to try to pin us. I communicated that with Heath and, the team. I could have made a better decision there. I kind of put everybody in a bad situation, but, we made up for it on the next one. And they didn't want to kick it to us after that, so.
Yeah, the ultimate sign of respect, and we've seen that. There was a punt, I think, that went way out of bounds around the 18-yard line. They didn't want to even get it close to you. And I know what you're talking about. I said that in the press box. They did a really nice job on the one kickoff that Kasey was just talking about. I mean, he got a ton of hang time on that. I don't know if that's a hard thing to do on a kick, but that thing hung up in the air for a long time for their coverage team to get down there. Is that a common thing, or is that just pretty well executed?
That's just really well executed. There's only a handful of kickers who can do that consistently. Put it up there with really good hang time, and then also, around like the goal line to like 2 deep to get people to bring it out. And if you got somebody that can kick like that can, entice people to bring it out with your kickoff unit getting down to at least like the 30, 25, while by the time they catch it, you can pin anybody. And that's one thing Vegas, I think, did well on that first play, especially having the 5-yard head start.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Jamal Agnew with us here on ESPN 690. Hey, how are you feeling? And did you think you'd be out this long when you got injured in the Indy game? By the way, a terrific play in the red zone there. Were you so close to getting back? How's that work? Or did you even get back sooner than you thought coming off the injury? And I know you guys don't talk specifically about injuries too much, but what was your mental space like coming back into action?
It was really just, trying to stay positive. Obviously, when it initially happened, I was a little down just because, obviously I came off the big injury last year.
Yeah.
My goal was to play every game this year, but unfortunately, it's the NFL. Stuff's going to happen. So it was really just like a week-to-week thing, day to day. It wasn't anything major. It was just, I got twisted up a little bit on that play in the red zone. And, really was trying to play in London, but honestly I think the flight out there kind of hindered that a little bit, not going to lie. But it was really just a week-to-week thing. It wasn't anything major, but I was happy to be able to go out there and make some plays this weekend for the team.
Do you think you'll get more involved in the offense now, that workload get back up to where you want to be? Because, again, I think the great story about Jamal Agnew is if you go back to the last couple of years since he signed, some of the plays that he's delivered on offense, including that nice play and the trick play inside the red zone against the Indianapolis Colts, have really worked out. Some of the great highlight moments have come from Jamal Agnew over the last couple of years. So I got to believe you want to get back out there for some snaps and be a part of that Doug Peterson playbook that really worked so well last week.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Obviously I would love to be out there. They do a good job of putting us all in positions to make plays. And, I have no doubt in my mind, they're going to put me in position to make plays. But, I want to run some kicks back. I feel like I left one on the field. As a unit, special teams unit, we feel like we left one on the field. We feel like we've been past due, putting some returns in the end zone. We plan on doing that. But like I said, Doug, Press, and Jim Bob, they do a good job putting all of us in positions to make plays. I'm looking forward to that.
Jamal, you guys will be on the road this week, and you just mentioned run some kickbacks. What's a better feeling, at home when the crowd's all for you, or on the road when you're breaking people's hearts?
I definitely think it at home, to be honest, just because, the crowd is going to be electric. And I promise in the offseason that my next return touchdown at the bank, I was going to jump in a pool. But if I scored this weekend, though, I probably would have just tried to throw the ball in the pool. I don't think I can make it up to the pool.
That'd be a heck of a jump. I'm not going to lie to you.
I was going to say, we might have to plan that one separate from actually the game. You're going to have to get on the elevator or something, during the game. And you might miss the next kick return.
Maybe if it's a walk-off or something.
There you go. That would be good. Hey, I love that question from Kasey, too, because you can silent everybody. But at home, can you hear the crowd build? Like he might do this right now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear them start going. As soon as they start, screaming, I know, I must have some room out here. Obviously, it was different this weekend because it was kind of clear that I kind of just broke their contain. But I hear that initial scream, and that gets me excited. But, like I said, I hold myself to a higher standard. I got to get in the end zone right there.
Yeah, well, it's still a huge play, 52-yard kick return for Jamal Agnew. Welcome back to action. One last thing for you, then we'll let you go. We all think now, Trevor Lawrence, I thought, put on a show in some of the throws that he made on Sunday. And I know you guys see it in practice, and I know you guys have been very supportive and also vocal about how talented this young man is. But when you see some of the plays, you go back and watch, the play where he was under duress near the goal line and finds Marvin on the left side. That just does not get made by a lot of quarterbacks. Do you guys talk about that on the sideline? Is that one of those, whoa, you see that one? What are the conversations like when some of those plays are being made?
It's just Trevor being Trevor. That's why he's who he is. That's why, we have so much confidence, and, that's why we follow his lead. Regardless of how young he is, we're all following his lead. This team's only going to go, wherever he takes. Obviously, we all have our own parts in it, but Trevor, we have the utmost confidence in Trevor. Even when he's not playing like he feels like he's playing at his best. Nobody's perfect. I don't play at my best all the time. Just to see him going out there and doing him, breaking off 30-yard runs, taking hits from, one of the hardest hitting inside linebackers in the league and just popping right up. Just seeing his toughness is great. He's talking his trash out there too. We just love playing with him. We love playing hard for him. And I've said it a bunch of times. We're gonna ride with 16 till the wheels fall off.
Jamal Agnew, don't let the wheels fall off on those kick or punt returns, man. We love watching them, and bring one to the house, maybe at Arrowhead on Sunday. Or when you get back to the bank. Thanks for taking a few minutes and jumping in. Good luck against Kansas City on Sunday.
No doubt. I appreciate y'all.
All right. That is Jamal Agnew here on ESPN 690. He's a really good dude. And, I think a well-chronicled story by now from really out of nowhere to playing at San Diego against the Jacksonville University Dolphins when they had football in the old Pioneer League, to making it to be really one of the stars of the kick return game. And I think this still is the case in the NFL this year, just one kick return or punt return all season long.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
That is crazy.
Everybody talk about scoring down and other things down. Well, that's one of the reasons, too. There's no explosive plays on the kick returns or less of them. And so that, even a 52-yarder, that's pretty rare now. They cover that stuff up so well in the NFL. Look at the Jags coverage team. We'd be talking about it if it was a problem. Jags coverage team, knock on wood, has been terrific most of the year.
Yeah.
Really very few. Do you remember a lot of plays? They either go in the end zone with a touchback, but then they'll angle one inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And getting back to the 25 is a hard deal.
Yeah, nothing stands out.
So I think maybe last week in London they might have had one to come out to the 35-yard line, and that was the only one I remember recently.
And on Sunday, Renfro had some space, but then he but
he's not fast.
No, he's not.
That's the problem. He's crafty, but he's not fast.
Yeah.
He did have some space on some of those, and a lot of times that's because Logan Cook kicks it so far.
That's fair.
Right? You can outkick your coverage a little bit, but
to that point though, just on the Agnew thing, I think I said this last year when it happened, but I was at the Cardinals game as a fan when he brought the field goal back, and I remember saying on the radio, it was the loudest. I was at the Buffalo playoff game, the Seattle game.
And that was the loudest?
That was the loudest I've ever heard.
Wow.
Now, granted, I was down there with the people, but, it was electric. Yeah. It was the sideline. He brought it back.
I like that hero, and he said, because you can hear it build, right? And I know what he's talking about there. Everybody starts coming to their feet. But you wonder, you're such in, your own quiet space, and concentrating, can you hear and feed off that? And he said, "Oh man, you hear that? You know, you got some room. They see you have some room," which I always think is interesting that fans do that. That they know, like they see a play coming before it happens, which is because we have that vantage point, right? Everybody's up top. And I'll give you an example of one that didn't work that way. I was out sitting in section 203, second quarter with the fam on a beautiful overcast day at the bank on Sunday. And in the second quarter, you guys remember the play to Zay Jones where the defender was there kind of like in no man's land, and Trevor threw over him?
Yeah, he was in between the defenders.
Yeah. Well, where we sit, the way that was going, we have like a perfect view of it. And the whole section is like, like they're moaning. Like they see, they see. I think it might have been Abrams, who actually just got released. Jonathan Abrams. I don't know if it was him or not, but they see it. They're like, he is throwing it right to him, and then it goes over him. And so it's just funny to feel that with the crowd. That was a touch throw, and still that was a long throw too. That one was. So I think those things are cool, and we see that in sports all the time. You know, I always actually make fun of it in baseball.
Sounds like something you would do.
Well, in baseball, like you can tell, usually you have your savvy crowds, right? Fenway, Yankee Stadium, Chicago. I mean, there's a lot of them, but you have your very savvy crowds where if there's a ball hit to the outfield, they don't automatically think it's gone. But then you have like your fans that you see, they're like, oh, like as soon as the ball,
pop-up,
and it's like a can of corn, 300-foot.
You should go to Tropicana Field, bro. Those people will be losing their mind on infield fly.
I'm like,
what are we doing?
Like, what are we doing here? I mean, God, the ball just went up in the air. That's it.
Hey.
Like I kind of could see it with the Judge stuff. Every time he hit the ball and elevated it, you're like, okay, this could be the one. But
the only other thing that reminds me of something like that is when Blake Griffin was a youngster.
Oh, that's a good one.
Every time Blake Griffin would have the ball in his hands, the whole arena would go, oh, waiting for him to elevate 15 feet in the air and dunk
that's
it.
wild. I'll give you another one. I think that probably happens, and I haven't seen. Have I seen a game? I haven't seen a game with Steph Curry in it. But especially when he's feeling it, but even when he's not. When he launches, you got to believe the crowd, home or away, is like almost on their feet. But when he has some of those special games, like everything he touches, and even when he gets the ball.
Low-key, it'd be difficult to be a cameraman in a Steph Curry game because, like, he's on the other side of your court. You're like, he might pull it. I got to get the camera on him.
Pull up from the foul line.
Don't take a second off. So it is kind of fun. And I'm glad he answered it that way, that you do feel it, right? Because I could see easily being in the zone and not focused on it, like at all. I mean, I would assume a lot of guys have to be. But it's such a different build with his position. And you don't get a lot of opportunities. That's the thing with kick return. He does. I'll tell you, we've had him on Jags Report Live a couple times. He's great. Fantastic. And he gets mad when he doesn't bring it back.
He sounded
like
a
you
little,
could tell.
yeah.
Like he not only gets mad, but he thinks like every time he has the mentality like every time he touches it, he should bring back.
Well, he's that talented. There's no doubt.
He's really good.
Great,
like we haven't had a guy like that feels that way every time you touch it.
No. Yeah, I mean, just like I remember Dede Westbrook ran one back a punt a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But like,
wasn't that like the first one in like a while?
Yeah. To
When
your
he did
point,
that?
like I never was like, he might take it back here. But every time Agnew gets it, I'm like, there's a shot here.
Yeah, I think it's like
He's
an
that
actual
dangerous,
weapon,
yeah.
even if it's late in the game. Like you want him to get an opportunity, and you don't have a lot of time.
And honestly, anytime he touches the football, most of it, but like when they give it to him in the backfield, I'm like, oh, hold on. Now.
Yeah, look out.
Yeah.
Where's it going? Did Rashad Green return one as well at the stadium? Southwest end zone?
It sounds
going
like you
left
know.
to right.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a Rashad Green play. And I don't know which one was done first to say that, wow, there hasn't been a punt return in Jacksonville in like 8 years or something.
No, Dede was definitely the most recent.
Dede was the most recent?
Yes.
Then Rashad would have been before Dede.
Yes.
Okay.
But you're right. I do remember that now.
I'm pretty sure Rashad Green had one.
Rashad
What I
Green.
don't know is if Rashad Green got tackled at like the 3. That's what I'm trying to remember. One of Rashad Green's few good moments in Jacksonville. But he hung on here for like 5 years.
I have like 46 signed Rashad Green photos. I just
so
want
does
you guys
everybody
to know
in Jacksonville.
It sounds like you did a lot of interviews with him.
Yeah. Listen, good guy. Good the whole world.
He's a good dude.
That was 2015, by the way, I believe.
Was it? All right. We'll be back, Brent Friends on ESPN 690, live from DeVoley's House of Cards. here in St. Johns County, getting ready for tropical storm, hurricane, subtropical Nicole.
Rainstorm Nicole.
Yeah, you can feel it coming. It's a windy day out there. Let's go play golf. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy and windy today with a few showers. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, dropping into the upper 50s tonight. And a partly cloudy and windy Wednesday with a few scattered showers. Highs tomorrow in the lower 70s, and then increasing impacts from Nicole Thursday and Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
I'm about to give you even more to be thankful for this year, thanks to our friends at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's no payments until 2023 on your pre-owned purchase. Arlington will even waive your last 6 lease or loan payments. You got a trade? Arlington will pay up to MSRP for your trade. What are you waiting for? This sale won't last long. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/thankful for full details.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good, and you know it's good. It's more than food. It's about the flavor, the tradition. It's barbecue, and it's who they are at Bono's. Locally smoked since 1949. Almost 20 locations around Jacksonville. And on the menu, smokehouse stackers, sandwiches, salads, sides, and Bono's family feasts. Authentic, traditional Southern barbecue. Feel the flavor. Feel the community. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Boss, wait till you hear this.
Whoa, hang on. We just found 6 houses without Safe Touch security, so let me enjoy my good mood for a little bit, will ya?
Sorry, boss, but Safe Touch is running a buy one, get one free special on their 24/7 recording perimeter guard cameras.
A BOCO on cameras?
Yeah. Listen, get 5-star security surveillance with Safe Touch's 2-way communicator, free installation, and lifetime warranty. Plus, add a doorbell camera for just $99.
Do that, Lester Jackson! Why is he doing this to me?
Boss, it's just another reason we have the Crooks of Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. So much for my good mood.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Monitoring agreement required with approved credit. Beat the holiday rush. Cameras are going fast. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group, fieldsauto.com.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine offers a tuition-free educational program to prepare the child for a lifetime of success. FSDB offers free comprehensive education, transportation, and boarding services at no cost to all eligible deaf or blind students, elementary through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. Call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org to learn more.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Hey, thanks to Jamal Agnew for coming on. That was a lot of fun coming off, again, a big play. I think it's those moments, sometimes you make one play in a game and it's all that matters.
Yep.
And it's not just a kicker. Like sometimes the kicker does that because he has to.
Yeah.
I put kicker on Sunshine and Rainbows yesterday because I thought Riley Patterson
Did
still made
ya?
a good kick.
Still do Sunshine and Rainbows.
Yeah, we do it on Jags Report Live. And, by the way, I did push-ups. with
I
Andre
was
Cisco.
actually just about to bring that up.
Yeah, I made him do it.
Yeah, you were getting after it now.
Yeah, he did not. He was like, I don't know if I should say this.
Oh, boy.
He was like,
well, you should say it.
This will show you how sore these guys are after a game.
He hit you with I'm too sore to do push-ups.
No, but he thought he didn't know what we were doing, right? So he didn't have like the full context of it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, basically, I was like, you guys do push-ups, right? When you drop a ball, like in practice. I said, how many do you do? And he said, like 10. He said 10. And he said, how many are we going to do? There you go. You watched the show last night.
Well, Amanda watched. There's
Thanks,
Brent doing
Amanda.
push-ups.
Amanda's the best.
There you
And so, but before I asked him that question in the commercial break, he's like, I don't have a ton in me here. It's like, I'm sore, like my shoulders are hurting type thing.
He's basically telling you got to take a fall in the third round.
Well, he thought I think we were doing a competition.
Yeah.
Like he had but hey, that shows you the respect he had for me. He looked at me and said, hey, this guy might have more than 15 in him.
He's like, Brent's looking thick with 3 C's. I better get on his radar right now. Let him know that I may not be able to compete. Brent, the real question is, if me and Kasey had a push-up contest, who would win? A lot of chest meat on the two of us.
Can you do a push-up?
Make your pick.
I would pick Aaron.
Yeah, I would get walked.
I always tell you this, Aaron. Like I went to the college wrestling battle in the River City at JU on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. And I always say it's like there's a stereotypical look of a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to have the cauliflower hair. I'm just saying, the build.
Yeah.
It's a stocky, muscular build. Now, Aaron does not have that, right? But at one time, he could have.
Yeah, that could have been Aaron in his prime.
But now he's
long time ago, maybe.
But now he's got Sundays on Mondays. He's got Blue Bell Thursdays. He's got
Halloween Tuesdays, Halloween candy.
And so, I mean, there's a really good chance that Aaron could have been a wrestler, but no longer is.
So
I was not a wrestler.
Here's the thing about the push-ups. In prime condition, right? When I was playing baseball at a high level, still couldn't do them.
Yeah, the only push-ups you knew were push-up pops.
Amen, brother. Like, I've never been, like, this shoulder, the left one, the right one is gas. Come on. The left one is horrible. Like, it just doesn't work. I almost dropped a whole, I was benching, and my left shoulder was like, not today, and dropped it on my neck.
Yeah,
Thank God my friend was there. I'd be dead.
You know what that's like is pull-ups. Pull-ups can be like that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Too. But I mean, I think it's harder to do. Like Ty, I would say this about Ty. Ty weighed like 68 pounds. He could do he got up to at one time. He was doing 600 push-ups a day.
Wow.
You believe that? 600 push-ups a day.
Yeah.
But you know how easy it was for Ty to do a push-up at 68 pounds? Like, probably.
True.
Like, that's not really a lot to push up.
It's only about 68 pounds.
Or I don't know if it was 68 at the time. Maybe it was like 85 by then. But you get
it's a bit more difficult.
So is it easy? I wonder if that is a thing. And I understand, like, your muscles are probably not as big, but is it easier for somebody who is 120 pounds to do a push-up than it is for somebody who's 200 pounds?
Well, I can tell you're not going to find out asking me and Kasey.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Well, anyway, that's why we're going to have this contest.
Yeah.
And see
I'm
if
down
Kasey
for
can do
this. Me and Kasey need to have like a pro skills contest.
it. Like my guess is Luke over here is looking at cards. It can do more push-ups than his dad. Yeah, I can. See, he said it.
We heard
right? No doubt. So there's got to be some kind of physics
40 or
involved
50
in
a day.
this. 40, that baby. The next Luka.
I don't put too much stock into the a day stat, only because you can break them up over like multiple hours.
Well, that is true. I mean, yeah. By the way, I say that about Ty. Like he had to have plenty of time in the day to be able to do 600.
You
He
know what
wasn't
I'm
doing 600 at one time.
Well, it sounds like he has plenty
Let me
of time
not
in the
mislead
day.
this.
If school doesn't start till 9:30, what kind of world is that?
Jealous.
Dude, I was so mad about that, by the way. Aaron was in there when that happened, when I was like,
what
hey,
time did you start school?
like 7:05,
Yeah.
7:30.
I was a 7:30 guy.
Yeah.
But I was out at 1:30.
Oh.
Well, you know the kids don't get out till like 4.
Oh, that's gross.
I mean, what do you? Okay, what do you think they went to school at 9:30 and got out at noon?
Well, we didn't get out till like 2:30. We started like 7:30. They had us in there, boy. They had us locked in there. You know what I'm saying?
Aaron,
Never mind.
When did you go to school, Aaron?
When? What decade? The 70s. What are you talking about? When?
I mean, when, like,
I
what
was
time?
in
It was
school
high
at like
school.
7:30 in the morning. They let
Thank
us out
you.
at like 2:45 though.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
a
we
full
were
day.
7:30 to 1:30,
Full day.
which was kind of cool because you could do practice right after, and
Yep.
then you could go work. Like I worked too. So at 5:45, I worked at the old Stop and Shop, baby.
The Stop and the Shop?
Stop and Shop. It was like Publix.
It's like a corner store. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more than a corner store.
It was like a mini grocery store though. It's not a big thing.
Stop and Shop.
He's
was big.
besmirching your Stop and Shop.
Oh, Stop and Shop is big.
I've never seen a big one. I've only seen like a third of a size of a Publix.
Nah, they have like the superstores up back home.
He's besmirching.
It's like, do you ever hear of Shaw's?
No.
SHAWS?
That's exactly how we thought it would have been spelled.
Well, you never know with that Rhode Island accent on some of these words, so I didn't know if you want to make Shores. They probably
good
say
point.
it back home like Shores.
That's a good point.
So-
He's doing push-ups.
He's got them. There we go. He can do more than you, Kasey.
Yes,
Nice
I'm
job,
not
Luka.
arguing with that.
By the way, there's a ton. I've always wondered this. Gas stations and supermarkets, they have so many names across different regions of the country, from the Piggly Wiggly to
I'm a big fan of the
Kroger.
pig now. Whenever I go to Apalachicola, I'll stop by the pig, the mini pig. I'll get a hat, a Piggly Wiggly hat, and I'll be on my way. I got like
That's
4
it? Just
Piggly
a
Wiggly
hat?
hats.
Wouldn't you
Well, we
think
buy
the
food,
grocery
too.
store chains would be more like McDonald's and Burger King? Like,
I mean, just
the same all
one conglomerate
across?
owning everything across the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In Indiana, my grandpa goes to the JC store. Y'all ever heard of that?
Never heard of it.
JC store.
IGA. Do we have one of those down here?
IGA.
Is
Yeah, grocery
HEB
store.
a grocery store? I think I
Are
saw
you guys
that in
just putting
Texas.
letters together at this
No,
point?
seriously. These are the ones we've been to. I don't know out west what they have.
Growing up, it was Waldbaum's.
Walled Baums?
Yeah, I'm sure it was some rich family that owned like 17 grocery stores that just ended up becoming a huge chain. But I think it was only Northeast.
Yeah, no. I know about the JC. I know about the Kroger. They got Kroger in Indiana. They got Family Express.
They do have Kroger. Kroger's big.
What you guys know about Family Express?
Never heard of it.
My dad calls it the family excuse. I don't know why.
I really thought, like, Aldi's a big thing now. Like,
They got
that's
Aldi.
around
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Like, they had that in Ashland. I was like, oh, this must be some small town kind of store. And now I get here.
It's a big
now
thing.
it's all over the place.
It's a big thing.
Look, to your point, Brent, about shouldn't they own stores across the country? Your biggest top 10 grocers in the United States, number 1 is Walmart.
That sounds
Number 2 is Amazon. Number 3 is Costco.
Really?
And number 4 is Kroger. So there you go with your national brands right there.
Yeah, I guess Kroger doesn't exist here, but they'll actually deliver.
No, they have
groceries.
Kroger delivery. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
we
they
do
have
it.
Kroger delivery.
But
We
they
do
don't.
it.
But they don't have like a store.
No,
No,
not
they
yet.
just got a bunch of vans.
A bunch of vans.
Vans.
On the go. They're mobile.
Yes.
Is this
We
a
order
free
from them.
commercial for them.
Yeah.
Publix number 7 on that list, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I've got something for you guys. I was thinking of this.
Okay.
I was hoping to have a better way to do it, but
Then coming off grocery store talk.
well, not really. I was going to ask you guys, like, this would be good for Aaron because you are a degenerate, so you know,
I'll take the segment off.
right? But I was going to ask if you think this is a real college or a fake college.
Just by the name.
It's a good game.
Okay?
Okay.
And this one you might have heard of, so I'll start here.
And get
like,
difficult.
and give you an example and just give it away. Like Chaminade.
Oh, yeah, I've bet against
Right?
them.
Okay.
Like, had you ever heard of that, Eric?
No, but I would have guessed that they were a college.
You would have.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
it would have been a guess.
Is it Chaminade? Is that the one like the major upset?
Yeah.
Right? Virginia back in the day?
Yes.
They're from like Hawaii or something?
I
Or
don't
out
know
there?
about all that.
Or maybe it took place in Hawaii. I think maybe
be.
that game did. I mean, we do have Duquesne on the list.
Hey!
Duquesne.
Duquesne, yeah.
Good old Duquesne. Duquesne with a Q.
Maybe I'll mix some in here that aren't or shouldn't be on the list.
This will be fun to see him try to come up with a fake college. on the spot.
Immaculata.
I don't think that's a real college. Is that a real college?
They are playing Albany today.
Wow. Immaculata. Sounds like a McDonald's treat. I'm going to get a large fries and a chocolate Immaculata, please.
Johnson in Wales.
Oh, that's definitely a college.
Yeah, that's all over the place. If you like hospitality, they've got one in Providence, Rhode Island.
Hospitaliano, as they say at Olive.
Valley Forge.
Well, I know there was a battle there, wasn't there? I don't know if it's a college.
Defiance.
Defiance is a college.
I'm not asking you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it's a college.
Brescia.
Spell it.
Brescia.
No, that's a cheese or a meat found on a fancy plate.
Well, they played Middle Tennessee State yesterday.
Middle Tennessee State is a college?
That's what Miami's saying right about now.
I can't use any with the states in it, right? Warren Wilson.
Ward Wilson?
Warren Wilson.
Warren Wilson.
Sounds like an actor from the 50s.
That's a college.
Wow.
Lindenwood. Oakwood.
Woodwood.
Carolina University. Does that exist?
Probably.
Is that a real thing? I doubt it.
It does.
Wow.
Monteval. Where is that?
Next to
Monteval?
Transylvania.
Earlham. Or Earlham.
Probably Earlham.
I mean, these are real these are schools.
Yes.
Have you ever Guilford. Erskine.
Guilford, huh? They're purple, right?
Bob Jones just named it after himself.
Bob Jones University.
And he played Wofford and lost by 70.
Well, it's only one dude. What do you expect? It's Bob against them. I don't know.
Houston Christian.
Well, that's kind of a slam dunk for being real.
How the heck did Rhode Island lose to Quinnipiac? My goodness.
Is that a SUNY school you're talking about?
Killed a 12-leg parlay, too.
You didn't have a 12-leg parlay.
I did. Region.
Wow.
Region. I guess that kind of makes sense, Region, as being a school.
I'm curious about this 12-leg parlay.
Yeah, who'd you have in the
And
12
all
legs?
the favorites.
That's
Just
the
for a
worst.
little
I do that too.
You can't blame anybody for going chalk on a 12-leg parlay.
Yeah, I
Sure
know.
you
All
can.
the favorites in Rhode Island screwed me. Unbelievable.
Did you have Florida State?
No. No, Rhode Island's the only one I lost. Casanova. Casanova is a school.
And a
Brandeis,
romantic person.
We've heard of that one. I mean, I was
Brandeis
just looking
is in
through.
Massachusetts, right?
Brandeis is in Massachusetts. Very good. Very good. All right, let me see if I can find one more for you that'd be like a little, like, really?
That's one. Headliner. I mean,
Harris Stowe.
What?
Harris Stowe. S-T-O-W-E.
Harris Stowe.
sounds like
It's
a
two
figure
words.
from the Civil War or
It's
something.
definitely in Vermont. Look up Harris Stowe.
I know Stowe, Vermont. Have
Huh?
you heard of Stowe, Vermont?
No, I just
Wow,
totally
that was
picked
pretty
one of
good.
the 50 states.
Really?
Yes,
Because there
no,
is a
come
Stowe,
on.
Vermont, so I would, but I don't think it is there. But that would have been a heck of a guess.
St. Louis, Missouri.
I got one. Pfeiffer. And
Harris
it's not
Stowe's in
Michelle.
Missouri. Oh.
I just said that.
Is it Mackay? Everyone forgets Mackay Pfeiffer.
Also, Ohio is St. Augustine, not in St. Augustine.
It's like Miami of Ohio.
By the way, Pfeiffer University is in Meisenheimer, North Carolina.
Oh.
Is William Carey brothers with
Drew
or Bill
Or John.
or John? It is Bill. That's what I meant, John.
William Carey University, otherwise known as Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Private school.
It's. I mean, doesn't that amaze you that these colleges exist and have a basketball program?
Bro, I would consider going to William Carey. It's pretty cheap. Most people
Wartburg.
graduate.
Most people graduate. What does it say about the standards over there?
55% get it.
Imagine if you're 7 foot tall and you go to shorter. Fisk.
Fisk.
Shorter University, Rome, Georgia.
No, that's in Georgia. That's a Division II school in Georgia. Yeah, don't worry. We've been looking.
Be a good spot for Ty.
We've been looking. It would be a good spot for Ty.
No shot, Ty. No shot.
I get that. Hopefully he's not listening. Now he's crying. We'll be back.
Ty doesn't. Never mind. Go ahead.
He wouldn't be crying. We'll be back on ESPN 690. There you go. There's your lesson learned in go get your college education and also get your butt whooped if you're any of those schools and play in basketball.
Just cover the spread, baby. Cover the spread.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
The only place to hear Maurice Jones-Drew in Jacksonville is on ESPN 690 every single Monday.
I believe that you can't continue to get rid of talented players in Jacksonville. How many times do we have to go through this? You got rid of Jalen Ramsey. You got rid of Fowler. You got rid of this guy. You got rid of that guy. You let Calais Campbell go, who's still playing. Are we going to continue to let talented players go and go ball out for other teams? And then be like, well, they weren't good here because they were a distraction or they had a horrible attitude. Like, no, he's a talented player. Talent wins in the National Football League.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
We're ready to deal at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting table games, and a sports bar with the NFL ticket, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located on 800 Marketplace Drive off Exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too. If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997, and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
What's better than all those Thanksgiving casseroles? How about 4 big ways to save on a new Toyota at Arlington Toyota? Like no payments until 2023 on your new Toyota purchase. Arlington will even waive your last... Arlington will pay up to MSRP for your trade. You'll also get no maintenance costs for 4 years. Don't wait. Shop Arlington Toyota in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/thankful for full details.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with Autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
It's the Blitz Scoreboard Show every Friday night at 9 p.m. on ESPN 690. Join Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and the Hall of Famer Kevin Sullivan for scores, analysis, interviews, and live video of games on the ESPN 690 social media platforms.
Hey, I told you over the last month about Pink Ribbon Jackson Fields Auto Group and what they were doing to raise money for Pink Ribbon Jacks in the area. And at the end of the day, at the end of October, thanks to you and many others, Fields Auto Group was able to write a check for almost $50,000 to Pink Ribbon Jacks for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the month of October. If you're buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville, you can do it with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. How about Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover Jacksonville, Porsche Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. At Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today, see what world-class service really means. Go say hello to Brian Zarin, the GM at Fields Lexus of Jacksonville and Fields Lexus of Orange Park. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. FieldsAuto.com. Welcome back to the Bowlers House of Cards, everybody. Brent Martineau along with Kasey Kuhrts here.
It's popping.
Down in St. Johns County. Yeah, the crowd starts coming in right about this time, doesn't it? And Aaron Schachter back in the ESPN studios on a Tuesday, coming off a Jags win. You know, we kind of said this earlier. We were talking to Mark DeVoli. I don't, like, the Jags won the game, but I don't know if the buzz was as kind of big as the performance around town. Like, I don't feel that. Are Jags fans in such wait-and-see mode and, like, hey, show us you can do it again. Get us excited again. That the one-off, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. Of course, everybody's talking about it that we talk to and the diehards talk to. I'm not sure everybody's talking about it in the grocery store, speaking of the grocery stores again.
Yeah, good.
Like, am I feeling that right? You sense that too?
I think you're feeling that right. I think the Jags kind of wasted some of that goodwill coming off the early season surge and then throwing in all those losses consecutively. It kind of takes the air out of the tires a little bit.
I would agree with Aaron there as well. Yeah, I don't think it's as crazy as it was after the 2 wins, right? It's kind of, again, and I'm not mad at nobody for being in a show-me situation, but yeah, I think, good they won, but, let's see more of it before we, start diving into
Or
tables
like to
and
what end? What's it worth? Right? Like before, when you were winning those games, you had a shot at winning the South. Yeah, looking at playoffs, you're looking at power rankings, and now it's like, great, we beat a 2-5 Raiders team. What's next?
And now we're just ruining the draft position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think people are there yet. But I will say this. Jags had a huge comeback. Like, that was an exciting finish, I can tell you. I saw the ratings. Ratings were good. People are watching. Same the last couple. All these close games, people are watching. Like, they're locked in.
Yeah, good games.
But Trevor had a terrific game in a lot of respects. He helped bring them back. The defense made plays when they had to. But I would say even Travis Etienne is creating a buzz now around the National Football League. So if I give you, like, this historic win of sorts where you just came back like you don't normally, so it's an outlier, Trevor plays really well, and Travis Etienne's a thing that a lot of people around the NFL are talking about right now. Mm-hmm. I would think there might be a little bit more buzz. And I say that I get what you guys are saying, right? I understand where the fan base is right now. And I'm not blaming them. I just thought maybe there'd be a little more juice coming off the win And the reason I think that is because, seriously, they've been so far few between that anytime they win, you'd think the place would come alive. But I'm telling you, this whole area, we know it's going to come alive if they would win. We saw it a little bit after 2-1.
Well, what's interesting about that is you make that point, and I just kind of was thinking about this. You come off the Colts win where there was no option. They were going to beat the Colts in Jacksonville. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you go to L.A. and beat the Chargers, and it was like, wait a minute, they might be good. And now you beat a Raiders team who's not very good. And you're like, So you get the pop after you do something that was kind of unexpected, i.e. beating the Chiefs on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think if they do something a little more unexpected, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Or if they rattle off a bunch in a row and they're back in the conversation.
Yeah, and again, I don't say this with, like, where are you, Jags fans?
Nah.
I'm just making observation. Like, a lot of times you kind of feel like, I mean, listen, I sense people are like, hey, that was cool. That was a good win. That was a fun win. Like, we're to the point where it's like, when the Jags win, it's like, hey, yeah, that was fun. Like, we were walking in the neighborhood yesterday, and I was
again with the walk.
And I was like, somebody stopped and hey, did you go to the Jags game? And first I was like, they weren't talking to me, right? Like, yeah, I was at the Jags game. But I think they were talking to Steph.
It's a good question. I mean,
they were talking to Steph.
Were you there?
And they're just like, yeah, we were too. How fun was that? Like, you get that reaction. And that wasn't, I don't think, like somebody tuned into all the shows and I was just a casual Jags fan. And so they acknowledge that, man, that was a lot of fun. But the next part of that is, can we get more of it?
Did you see how offended he was when he thought somebody asked him if he was at the game?
They know who I was. That's why I was saying.
Do you know who I am?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm television's Brent Martineau. Are you kidding me,
I didn't have
neighbor?
To say that to them.
This face is all over your television.
Neighbor. Say that to anybody.
Neighbor.
All right, we'll take a break. Football at 5 coming up here on ESPN 690. Talk more about the NFL and a little bit about college football. Where are we at right now in college football? I'm down to 7 teams that can make the playoff. Am I right? Am I wrong? We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Arrest Training Center tip line,
where we give expert advice for crooks.
You may have recently heard that SafeTouch Security is running an insane special for business owners. A 2-for-1 deal on 24/7 perimeter guard cameras.
Yeah, these cameras are game changers.
Correct. They are compatible with a SafeTouch system, a different system, or no system at all, giving business owners a lot of flexibility.
Plus, SafeTouch offers free installation, free storage, and a lifetime warranty, all for less than $1 a day.
So, don't be surprised when you see more and more SafeTouch signs at businesses.
And if you're a crook, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. Nobody beats SafeTouch.
Buy one, get one free cameras are limited and going fast. Beat the holiday rush. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. See better and stay safe on the road with our visibility event. Right now, you can earn up to $20 in bonus rewards when you buy a pair of Rain-X Quantum Wiper Blades and Sylvania Silver Star Ultra headlights. Take advantage of the rewards from October 31st until November 13th, in-store or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Offer available to AutoZone Rewards members.
Everyone can boost their digital confidence with NordVPN. All it takes is one simple click. NordVPN will block online trackers, hide your virtual location, and secure your devices from malware-infected files during downloads. It will also detect malicious websites. So catch the Black Friday deal for a 1- or 2-year plan at NordVPN.com and get 3 months for free. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Buying or leasing a car in Jacksonville is the best with Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's luxury auto group. Lexus of Jacksonville and Orange Park, Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville, Orange Park, Jaguar Land Rover, Jacksonville, Porsche, Jacksonville, Fields Cadillac, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine. If the luxury car you want isn't in stock, Fields Auto Group will order it. And at Fields, you'll never be charged over sticker price. Stop by a Fields store today and see what world-class service really means. Fields is a proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fields Auto Group. FieldsAuto.com.
Selling your home during the holidays can be easy with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry, so you can sell your home stress-free and make the most money. When you get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Call 855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hey folks, Dave Binion here with Zero Res. At Zero Res, we love rugs. We will treat your fine Oriental rugs with the tender and loving care they deserve. Gerard, the Zero Res rug manager, is one of the few certified master rug cleaners in Florida. If you want your rugs cleaned with tender loving care, call Zero Res. Right now, get your rugs washed and we will give you 25% off. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey, this is Bruce.
And I'm Carrie.
We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Fall is finally here, and hopefully so are milder temperatures. But don't wait to insulate your home. Take advantage of 20% savings off our summer rates and start saving on those utility bills now and all those hot summers to come.
Give us a call and set up your free evaluation at 679-6282 or find us online at koalainsulation.com.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Shacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Bills quarterback Josh Allen continues to undergo more testing and evaluation for an elbow injury to his UCL and related nerves, according to ESPN's Chris Mortensen. The team is hoping to know more about Allen tomorrow. Buffalo currently the 1 seed in the AFC, and while home field advantage in the postseason is valuable, having Allen as close to 100% as possible means more to the Bills, believes ESPN's Dominique Foxworth.
Honestly, at this point, I could care less about the first round bye or the seeding or going on the road. And I know the decisions are never this clear, but if the decision was, we have to go on the road for all the playoffs, but we rest Josh Allen and he's 100% healthy, or he's 80% healthy and we get the first round bye, give me 100% and we'll go on the road. I think he and they are that good that they'd rather have that.
Dominique Ongrini, the NFL with its first TV flex of the season, moved the November 20th Chiefs-Chargers game to 8:20 Eastern and the Bengals-Steelers matchup to 4:25 Eastern. Latest college football playoff rankings unveiled tonight, 7 Eastern ESPN TV. There will be some shuffling at the top following a wild Week 10, including losses by Tennessee and Clemson.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
TV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Over the past few years, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected how we live our daily lives.
Today, 1 in 5 Americans experience emotional and mental health challenges, but many of us do not understand what we are facing or how to ask for help.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, we work every day to eliminate stigma, combat mental illness and substance use disorders, and advance mental health.
If you or someone you love needs help, you are not alone. Please visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 690 and Action Sports Shacks presents Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau.
We're going to have to show a little more patience than the year 2 pom-pom people.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Yo! But what are we doing, bro? Come on!
And Aaron Schachter.
I'm all in favor of these two showing their love, really celebrating their relationship.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! This is Brent and Friends with Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and Aaron Schachter on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
Don't worry about everybody's feelings around here, Aaron.
Who?
I'm
not.
Casey's like, He told us something today on our text like, hey, I got this. It's probably not very good, but maybe we'll use it later in the week. And now he says, you guys don't appreciate me for bringing the content to the table. You brought content to the table you told me you didn't think was very good.
Yeah, he tried to sandbag it a little bit.
Was that a setup for me? Was that reverse psychology?
A little bit.
He wanted me to look at it and be like, that was awesome.
He plays it down, and then he's like, so, what'd you think?
You guys are the worst.
These kids today, man. I mean, what are we doing here?
You guys are the worst. Just trying to bring good ideas to the show.
Oh, we appreciate it.
No,
Keep
you
trying,
don't.
buddy.
No, you keep trying. Shut up.
Hey, the word is...
you guys liked my coach's bit. Wait till this week.
Yeah, the coach's bit was good. Coach, I like that a lot.
Spoiler alert.
I'll tell you when I think it's good.
We're going to be battling for a spot in the retirement home this week, I think.
Is Matt Ryan coaching somewhere?
It should be. Should be coaching the Colts.
He really should be a player coach, shouldn't he?
Hey, quick reminder, I don't want to forget to tell everybody about it. A couple weeks until Thanksgiving, November 19th, we're doing a Turkey Bowl. And City Streets, the student athletes who we're partnering up with for this, and they're really doing a lot of it, and we're helping try to get folks out there and supportive because it's also a turkey giveaway for families in needs. And we know prices of turkeys, the shortage of turkeys around the holiday have really been a thing and will be a thing this holiday season. So hoping maybe you can make a little bit of a donation if you have a chance to do that. ESPN690.com has the link to it, but maybe put a turkey on a table for someone in need here in Northeast Florida. It's a terrific event happening November 19th with the flag football game. You can register for the flag football part of it. If you're an adult, they have adult section, and then the high school, and then kids. So there's a big tournament at Atlantic Coast High School November 19th. ESPN 690 will be there as well. But also part of that day is a turkey giveaway. So hopefully you can help those in need. And next couple weeks, we'll be telling you more about it. But you can read all about it on ESPN690.com. And it has links to where you can make a donation. What we're asking, of course, any donation would help. But a $20 donation will help get a turkey on the table for those in need this holiday season. Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, Aaron Schachter, ESPN 690. We're live at Tivoli's House of Cards. And speaking of the cards, Fantasy Card Breaks is a thing, and it's been happening. And you can check that out here at Tivoli's House of Cards. Come on by, call, and get involved in the game. We play every week.
And we suck.
I thought I was watching some of the breaks
week,
yesterday.
Our team is horrible.
No, our team is not bad every week. Mark Tivoli, our team's pretty good every week. They just don't deliver. Listen.
Every week, Brent picks a crappy box of cards.
No, this is what Jeff,
and we lose.
This is what Jeff Saturday is going to be saying on Sunday. He's
My
like, "Hey,
team sucks." That is what he's going to be saying.
I called good plays, and the players didn't make a play.
Jeff's going to be like, "I don't understand what these plays mean."
I mean,
he doesn't even have a playbook. Has anybody
feel
considered that? He comes in with nothing.
He's like, I don't know. I called a suicide squeeze in the second quarter. I don't know what happened.
I feel like for ESPN 690, I'm Doug Peterson, man. I'm way better than our record indicates. Yeah, man, I picked a good team, good boxes. We've gotten lucky, and then the players stink.
Our team stinks.
I mean, how about last week? Last week's a perfect example. Last week, I got Jamar Chase. Not once, not twice.
Oh, graham cracker hip.
Oh, no, 3 times. I got Jamar Chase 3 times. How many cards do we have? 8. That's 8, right? This is an 8-card fantasy card breaks.
Oh, okay.
So out of 8 cards,
yeah,
I have Jamar Chase in 3 of the 8.
Yeah, you got like 40% Jamar Chase.
And then he
graham cracker hip.
Has a graham cracker hip, I guess. He's on a scooter. He needs a cane. He's 23.
Poor Jamar.
What do you mean, poor Jamar? Poor us. He's already rich. We're just trying to get there.
And then I lost somebody else last week. I think it was Jonathan Taylor or something. I had 2 of them.
Great. Nice.
But we're never picking a Colt again.
I wouldn't.
I'm never picking a Colt again. There's going to be a mutiny in Indianapolis.
They're going to pull a Rudy.
So
I'm not playing if he coaches, coach.
But anyway, fantasy card breaks. Come on down to Tivoli's House of Cards. It is fun, even though Kasey likes to win more than we are. But
is there a person alive that enjoys losing?
I know,
I don't know what you're saying.
You can still have fun in loss. I can't control how they
what?
play.
You can have fun in loss?
Yeah, listen.
I will say these guys at Tivoli's do a good job, too. I was watching their card breaks, I think, on TikTok yesterday.
Well, yes, you were. That's where you would have seen the card breaks. That a baby, Aaron.
Yeah, man. That was interesting. It was
they
fun.
did more than a good job. They
do a great job.
fantastic job.
Yeah, it was
Tony the
very
Tiger
entertaining.
around here.
What did we just get there? We heard a 1-for-1 something.
1 of 1, Brett.
Jake Myers, 1 of 1, 1-for-1. Listen, I'll get the link.
This isn't baseball, dog. You're not leading off 1 for 1 with a base knock,
Hey,
all
listen,
right?
if I get 1 of 1, it's 1-for-1. And it's good. Jake Myers, who's that? Baseball?
Good.
You don't know who he is?
Let's find out.
If you don't know who he is, Casey, you degenerate.
I'm not gonna lie,
then
that
I
is
have
a problem.
no idea who anybody
Yeah.
would know who he is. So, so we don't get as excited about the 1 of 1 for Jake Myers. We did have a 1 of 1 Tom Brady earlier this year. That went for big bucks.
Ah. Well, I just want to say congratulations to Jake Myers. He just won the World Series as a member of the Houston Astros.
He's
So-
on the Houston Astros?
He's on the
a
team.
center fielder. Come on, you don't know him?
He's
He was
not the
born
starter.
in 1996. Come on.
He's
got a ring.
He made the 25-man roster.
He
or
weighs
whatever it is.
195 pounds.
He was
How
on
do you
the-
not know this guy.
That's
Card's
amazing.
looking better and better, by the way,
Yeah, I was
than
gonna
it
say.
was 10 minutes ago.
Go Jake, 1 of 1.
That a baby
Or
Jake.
1-for-1. I wonder how many guys there are like that are on. Football. You can do this a lot, but how many guys play baseball on that 25-man roster that you've never heard of that win like a World Series? Because the relievers you don't go to, like you have like 10 relievers or maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
And when you
But
get to the
never-
playoffs, you only use like 3 of them.
The only way you use them is if
Yeah.
you're down like 12-0 in a game.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
so
they
you
haven't
might
did like that.
never see that guy. Now, I don't know why Jake Myers is on the roster, but good for him.
He's
He got a
ready
ring.
if he needs to play.
Who's their center fielder?
Chaz McCoy, the dude that made the catch against
Oh,
the
yeah,
wall.
that was a nice catch. Where'd that guy come from, too? He's a good player.
You know, they traded Miles Straw to get him to play. The
Really?
McCormick kid, yeah.
I'm not sure they won that deal anyway, though, right? Straw's good.
Straw's good.
Yeah.
Shout out, baby. Miles Straw, the 941.
You like Miles.
Yeah, baby. Gotta believe it.
Back to some college football. We're all over the place right now, and
Yeah,
I
we
like
are.
it. You're at Football at 5. I think
Sports
there
at
are.
5.
I did this the other day, and you tell me if I'm crazy,
Probably.
but I think there are only 7 teams now that can make the college football playoff. 7 teams.
Kenny
So we have
Galladay's gonna
Georgia,
play. Look at that.
Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, Tennessee. Where's my other one? That's 5. And then I thought Oregon, 6, USC, 7. But I probably should put UCLA in there if somehow they end up winning it.
They have a lot. Or UCLA?
Yeah.
No.
They have 1 loss.
They have 1 loss, 7
So
and 1.
does USC.
They're going to take 1 loss Tennessee or 1 loss UCLA?
Well, I'm just telling you who can. Tennessee
Oh.
could still lose. So I'm telling you, so 8 teams. Would you guys argue anybody else? Like Clemson's no longer getting in, right?
Yeah.
Even if
No.
they win the ACC?
No, you can't make that argument. 1 loss Clemson versus 1 loss UCLA?
Oh, totally different. I
No,
got
it is
3
not.
teams in the top 10 right now. They'd have to beat Oregon and USC. Those are way better wins than anything Clemson can do. And they're already ranked ahead of them. All 3 of those teams, if any of one of them win out, Oregon, USC, or
Yeah, Casey,
UCLA,
what
they've got
situation
I
do you
don't,
see Clemson
I don't
getting in?
understand the exercise, I guess.
how many teams can make the Final Four? Left in college football this season, how many even have a shot at it? Clemson is not one.
Okay.
Clemson has no chance. Alabama has no chance. LSU, in my opinion, has no chance. Even though I guess they could win the SEC championship.
Just
Would we
because
take
they
them?
have 2 losses?
I don't get it. Are we talking about mathematically or not? Because LSU has a better chance than anybody because they win the SEC championship they're in. They have better than all these other stupid schools in the West,
Okay,
you're
we'll
saying?
put LSU in there.
Yes.
No, they don't have a better chance necessarily.
Yes, they do. If they
lost
beat
to
the Georgia
Florida.
Not if they-
Bulldogs
not
in
if
the
they gotta
SEC
go against
Oh, that
championship.
one win's
Georgia.
going to get 2 losses. Everybody else has 1 loss. They're in for 2.
So you're telling me they're not going to take the SEC champion if LSU wins it?
I'm telling you, they're the 4th seed. Pac-12 is getting in before they are.
You are out of your mind.
Oregon, as good as they've been, is a higher seed than LSU in the college football playoff.
You are out
yes.
of your mind. The Oregon team that got demolished by the Georgia Bulldogs.
In like 4 months ago.
And the LSU team that would then beat the Georgia
4
Bulldogs.
months later.
You're out
yes.
of your mind.
Definitely. With 2 losses. They lost to Florida State. Who else did LSU lose to?
Tennessee.
Got trounced by them. So, and Oregon, by the way, is ahead of them right now.
Right now, yeah.
So they would have to catch.
And the AP, nobody cares about the AP top 25. That
I'm
doesn't
looking
matter.
at the rankings.
Yeah, college football
You are
playoff
looking at the
rankings.
AP top 25.
In the college football playoff rankings, though, they're ahead of them.
They're
also.
ahead of them.
The new one comes out tonight. What are you talking about?
Well, that's all we can go
Just
for is
now.
what we're talking right now. Will you? listen, you're going to bring crappy ideas to the show that you acknowledge are crappy ideas. At least play the game here. We can't go off what the rankings are going to be tonight. We only have the rankings of last week and what these teams did this weekend.
LSU will be in the top 4 tonight.
Well, they'll be in the top 4.
Yes.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't. What are the latest rankings?
The latest rankings were Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Michigan, Alabama, TCU.
Am I supposed to consume this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just asked for it.
Yeah, but you named a couple of teams there that aren't going to be there tonight. But if you're looking at the consensus is looking like Georgia at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, Michigans at number 3, Tennessee down to number 4, TCU at 5, Oregon at 6, LSU at 7, the Trojans at 8, Bama at 9, and then Ole Miss at 10.
So one of the 3 Pac-12 teams are going to come out of it.
But to the point, Casey, Clemson at 13.
Yeah, that was an earlier point. You're right. They have no chance. One loss Pac-12 team has 100% more chance than one loss Clemson team, even as an ACC champ.
TCU might have a better shot than Tennessee unless Tennessee wins the SEC championship.
Well, the big key is here TCU. Like, Tennessee probably will need TCU to lose. Like, TCU, if they win the Big 12 and they go undefeated, they got to be in.
Yeah, they're going to be in.
What are they ranked right now? You said 4 or 5?
Fifth.
5?
Yeah.
They got to be in. Like, they'll hurdle Tennessee, in my opinion. Like, how much of a hurt was that for Tennessee to actually get thumped by Georgia?
By the best team in the country.
Close. Oh, you thought it was close?
No.
It wasn't close. Couldn't move the ball.
I didn't think it was close, no.
So do you think TCU, Big 12, or Tennessee gets in as a second team without making the conference championship game?
If TCU goes undefeated, they'll get in.
They'll get in.
Yes. If they do not, Tennessee would get in above.
You think Tennessee gets in above
Oregon?
Oregon?
Drop to like 12.
Yes, I think Tennessee gets in above Oregon.
You think Tennessee gets in above? Okay. Yeah.
Well, only one of those teams are coming out, right? Oregon, USC, UCLA to win the Pac-12 and remain with one loss.
Right.
So I think that's a really good debate. Oregon with one loss and a Pac-12 champ, or Tennessee, one loss, and didn't even make their conference championship because obviously Georgia squeezed them out. The criteria is going to be interesting there.
But who does Oregon
they both
have
got
wins
thumped.
over? Because Tennessee's going to
Tennessee has a very good
Tennessee's
resume.
going to have a win over the SEC West champion.
LSU.
Tennessee has beaten
Alabama.
LSU, Alabama, and Kentucky.
Yes. And Florida.
But Oregon would have beaten. Did they play both UCLA and USC? They'll play one of them in the championship.
And if they win outright, they'll be on like a 9-game winning.
Yeah, they've been impressive. Like, they look good, right? Ever since the Georgia loss, and they got absolutely destroyed in the Georgia loss. But
so did everybody.
They finished with Washington, Utah, Oregon State.
Now, Utah would be a good win.
And then Washington's number 24 apparently.
And then the Pac-12 championship
Utah's
game would
12th.
be a big win.
And they beat UCLA already, by the way.
Yeah, so that they gave them their only loss. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the bottom line is we can debate it a little bit, but there's probably 7 or 8 teams realistically left, and that's if you think LSU. Like, do you think LSU can beat Georgia in the SEC title game? Yes, they can beat them, but it's different. They're under the lights at home against Alabama. Like, I don't know. Like, what's the spread in that game? Georgia by 17 in the SEC championship game?
No.
You don't think so?
Not double digits.
No?
Might be the first game this year. It's not double digits for Georgia.
Now, it might be 9.5, but it won't be double digits.
Yeah, it would definitely be 9.5. So, I don't know. I don't think there are a lot of – the Pac-12 is going to work itself out. TCU is going to work itself out. And then, obviously, what everybody's talking about is could you get Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, and Georgia in? And right now, if you took the best 4 teams, like the eye test and don't even look at all this numbers and figure out who would go, those might be the best 4 teams.
So what happens if Tennessee beats Georgia in a championship?
They won't. They can't.
They play LSU.
Sorry, LSU. So Tennessee
well, that's
is
what,
in.
That's what he's – the question is – then he thinks LSU would – Kasey thinks LSU would be in automatically.
If they beat Tennessee.
No, if they beat Georgia in the
if
SEC
they beat Georgia in the SEC championship game with 2 losses.
And you don't think that's the case?
I'm asking.
I'm not as convinced it's the case. No.
Kasey, I'm asking you, what scenario does Tennessee make it?
Georgia, you'd have to have TCU lose.
Yep.
And then Georgia would have to beat LSU. And then your team from the West would have to lose again. You have to have a
Oregon
kind of murky
or something.
Yes, there'd have to be a murky. Somebody loses. There's not a
lot
dominant
of-
champion. Yeah.
a lot of moving pieces to get them in.
Well, and then the other part of that would probably be it better not be like this barn burner of a game between Ohio State and Michigan, because then we would have the debate. Let's just say there's a 4 spot left. Is it Tennessee or is it Ohio State or Michigan?
Well, I think you're always going to be able to say Tennessee has better wins than either of those
their
teams.
resume is good. Like that, there's not a lot of teams with great resumes, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
you
'cause,
can ask, who have they beat? Right?
Tennessee is going to have the best, as long as they don't lose again, is going to have the best resume of the one loss, because whoever loses out of Ohio State and Michigan, their best win is going to be like a crappy Penn State team.
Yeah.
Or like an Illinois team that's not very good anyway. Tennessee's going to have so many quality wins, even with the loss to the best team in the country.
I love the fact that there's Tennessee, Ohio State, Michigan. Obviously, Georgia's and Ohio State have been there before. Michigan just got there last year, so they feel like it's kind of newish, new blood. Tennessee in the mix, TCU being in the mix. Oregon, they've been there before, but they're not like really any of those schools. Like USC would feel like new blood. USC, if they went out, they lost by 1 point to Utah. Like, they would be a deserving Final Four team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they're better than Tennessee, but you'd have to take them as a Pac-12 champ, in my opinion, and a 1 point loss to essentially a top 15 team, top 12 team, whatever Utah finishes.
I don't know. It might be the right thing, but I don't. Tennessee's got some quality wins, man.
Would you rather see Final Four, USC? Like, who do you think would give these teams a run more, USC or Tennessee in the Final Four?
Tennessee.
You think Tennessee's that good?
Yes. I think it was not good on Saturday, don't get me wrong. Georgia dominated them. But I think that Tennessee presents an interesting problem that these other teams do not, especially like if you even take like a Michigan, right? Because I assume Ohio State's going to be out there. Tennessee has a whole problem at quarterback where Michigan's guy is not a problem.
Yeah, Michigan's
you know what I mean?
not nearly as sexy as like Tennessee in terms of how you could find a path to win, right? You got to play like really sound football for Michigan, turnovers, play a D. Even though I've been impressed with Michigan.
Now, USC
but I think
is
people
somewhat
USC
fun.
could find that, like you could make the case like, hey, because the problem with Tennessee, the way they showed up against Georgia, is like, all right, listen, you had this unbelievable game under the lights at Alabama.
Yeah.
But it was in Knoxville against Alabama. But it was at home. Like, are you going to show up in this big game? Like, I would have that question with Tennessee because that's what didn't transpire. Like, it kind of never was in it.
Right.
In Athens. And so I'd be a little concerned. Like, my point being, are they ready for the big time? Like, they might be very good or have been very good, but are they ready for the big time? And like, that LSU win looks way better now than anybody thought it was.
Yes.
You
and
know?
they dominated them. Tennessee did.
They crushed it.
Yeah.
And
On
that
the
was
road.
on the road. So,
but during the day.
Not under the lights. That's right. So anyway, I think college football world right now is pretty good. Like, it's interesting going down the stretch of the last couple of weeks. Been so many times where it's not. It's Clemson and Ohio State, Georgia and Alabama, and maybe one team. Are they going to allow the Big 12? Are they going to allow the Pac-12? I think you can make cases for a lot of teams. And by the way, if Oregon were to get in, Bo Nix and Oregon playing really good football.
Yeah.
Like, really good. I don't think Georgia would do that again to them.
I do.
I'm not saying they'd beat them. I'm just saying they won 45-7.
No, I think they would. I think Georgia's superior.
And Georgia might be better than just everybody.
Yeah. I think I can't get over the fact that you don't think if LSU wins the SEC championship, they wouldn't go to the playoffs.
I didn't say I don't think they would.
You don't think
I
they
think there's a
automatically?
debate for it. Yeah.
That is a wild
That's
thing,
2-loss team.
That is an SEC champion. Georgia's lost how many times in the last 2 years?
Yeah. They probably would because the SEC carries so much weight. But I think you could make the case against them depending on what happens with Michigan, Ohio State, and depending on what happens in the West there in the Pac-12.
I'm glad you're not on the committee, dog. Holy yikes.
You got to do your eye test now. And I'll tell you what, the eye test right now says Oregon's a pretty good football team. The eye test says USC's a pretty good football team.
Holy cow.
My eye test says LSU pulled one off on a Saturday night in Baton Rouge. You would have given them no chance last week to win. Now, all of a sudden, you got me thinking they're going to beat Alabama and Georgia?
I'm saying if they do, they should get in the playoff. What are we doing?
We'll be back. Davoli's House of Cards. He does not like to play hypothetical games. Or debate them. I thought he liked to debate stuff.
I'm debating,
he doesn't
but
like to debate.
you're not making
he wants
sense.
me to be on his team all the time. He doesn't like to debate. If you don't agree with Kasey, I put my head in my hands.
Because you make no sense. They're taking the SEC champion. The SEC champion. It doesn't matter. They beat the Bulldogs.
There's no contractual obligation to take the SEC champion.
But you do, though.
And I'm telling you, you don't, though.
So do you want to make a bet?
No, because it's not going to come to fruition. They have no chance to beat
You sound
Georgia.
scared. Sound scared, Brent.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly to mostly cloudy and breezy tonight. A brief shower as temperatures drop to near 60 degrees. It'll be windy for Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sun tomorrow. A few brief showers and highs near 70. Impacts from Nicole later tomorrow night and especially Thursday and Thursday night. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. My family has purchased 5 different vehicles with the Nimnick family, and you can feel the sincerity of the people and relationships. NimnickBuickGMC.com and on Phillips Highway, GMC. We are professional grade.
The Card Player Poker Tour is going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. The popular poker tournament series continues until November 14th and ends with the $3,000 No Limit Hold'em main event from November 11th to the 14th, and the Best Bet 500, a $500 No Limit Hold'em tournament on November 14th. There are $540 satellites into the main event going on weekly at Best Bet Jacksonville. Go to bestbetjax.com to view the full tournament and satellite schedule. That's bestbetjax.com.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. We did in our house. Absolutely love it. Have had it for years. Connecticut's twin tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands, on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've been a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment for more than 5 years now. CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211. Ready to swoop in the fall of 2022? The UNF Ospreys are ready with a lot of momentum on campus. New improvements at UNF Arena with basketball season right around the corner and tickets already on sale. The fall schedule underway in volleyball and men's and women's soccer, also men's and women's cross country. Get the latest news, schedules, results, and information on tickets for all things Ospreys at UNFOspreys.com. Join the Osprey Club, attend a game or a match. Be a part of the momentum at the University of North Florida right now at UNFOspreys.com.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you. or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Hey, we're down in St. Johns County, and as I always tell you, St. Johns County, if you're looking to recover from your daily life or from an athletic event, or you're in training mode for an athletic event, you need to recover. Just ask all the pros that do it, and a lot of the high school kids and collegiate kids now do it as well. And you can do that at iCryo in St. Johns County, at the pavilion at Durbin Park. Cryotherapy chamber, red light therapy, sauna, compression. They have it all. IV infusions as well. They now have mobile IV infusions at iCryo in St. Johns County. Check them out at iCryo.com. Elevate your lifestyle. Download the iCryo app and get the ESPN 690 Day Pass at iCryo. It's just $69. You get a day pass for 3 of the 6 lifestyle services, and that can be cryotherapy or red light therapy, also the sauna, compression. You pick 3 of them, and you do that in a day. $69, save you a bunch of money at iCryo, iCryo.com. Brent Martineau along with Kasey Kuhrts, Aaron Schachter. We're down at the Bullies House of Cards. We just picked one of our teams at least. How did we do?
Well, we have an executive decision to make, guys.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we're going to let Kasey make this decision.
No, we're not. We're going to do it as a team.
Let's see if he can
These
make
are our
the decision.
options. We have We can go James Conner, George Pickens.
No James Robinson, even though I see a James Robinson jersey right here.
Jamal Williams.
Well, James Robinson is on bye.
Well, James Robinson will not score a touchdown this week then if he's on a bye.
Okay, so do we want James Conner,
Nice job, Kasey.
George
Thanks for the
Pickens?
options.
I already used our good options. We have Debo, we have Eckler, we have Dak, we have CeeDee Lamb,
That's a
we have
pretty good team.
ETN.
Hey, Mark, that's not a bad team for a guy that was getting some crap a minute ago about the box I picked. It seems like a pretty good team.
It's a Jeff Saturday situation. So who do we want?
What do we have again?
Are you
Connor?
kidding
Oh,
me?
we got Pickens. We'll go with Pickens. Who are the Steelers playing?
I don't like
Saints. Ooh.
Aaron, make the pick. James Conner, George Pickens.
Leaning Pickens.
You guys think. We'll take George.
You wanted James Conner?
You'll all
Arizona's
see.
terrible.
Yeah, that's why they run the ball. You'll all see.
You'll all see.
We just had a good team
Here
go
he goes.
down the chute.
This guy's
had a good
unbelievable
team.
today, Aaron.
Good team go down.
I
This
like
is what
him in
happens
the
when
other,
you sit close to him.
I know. I like him in the other studio. I mean, no more invites down here. He's staying in the box.
You guys sharing that romantic couch, Kasey gets out of sorts.
I mean, unbelievable. Why did he present the idea to us if he didn't like what we were going to pick?
I wanted it to be a team effort, guys.
Clearly,
We
when
picked
you
George
mock the
Pickens.
pick, you wanted it to be a team
George
effort.
freaking Pickens. All I heard for months was Kenny Pickett sucks and Trubisky's no better, and we went with the guy that has to get the ball from those guys. Okay. Classic. Classic ESPN 690.
Tell
Brent
me he's
Friends.
good. He's supposed to be good. So let's see if he's good. Hey, you know what's good? Lamar Jackson's pretty good.
Lamar Jackson's pretty good.
He's not on
Who
our
else
team.
is good? Justin Fields looks like he's pretty good. The running quarterback, where we used to wonder, can they make it? Isn't Lamar Jackson kind of debunking the theory? He's played 5 years in the NFL. How many games did he miss? Been hurt at all? A little bit, maybe?
Well, I think he had 1 year with an injury, right?
Yeah, last year.
Where he missed some games?
Yeah. And then he would have missed some games in the beginning because he didn't,
Yeah, he
was
came
set,
out late.
yeah.
Yeah. You see he's already 5th all time, by the way, in rushing yards
for a quarterback.
for a quarterback.
Wow.
He's got 2,000 more yards to go to get, Michael Vick? Was Michael Vick leading that category?
Yeah.
And so 2,000 more yards. He'll get that easy. And by the way, then you're going to have other guys like
Justin
Fields maybe come and join him. But, we always ask that question about the run. Okay, fine, but you got to be able to throw from the pocket. You can't. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get hurt.
Well, let's not
especially
pretend.
Lamar.
Let's not pretend like Lamar can't throw. That man can throw the ball downfield.
Oh, yeah, he can. I mean, he does it from there, too, but he still uses his legs a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Like, it's part of the game. I mean, it's part of their offensive scheme. And he knows how to get down. He knows how not to take a big hit. we wondered with this Deshaun Watson. When Deshaun Watson would run, he'd get crushed. He didn't know how to take a hit.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to get away from it. That's part of the art. And I guess what Lamar is proving as a guy who's not built like Josh Allen or Justin Fields is that you can run in this league and survive. Have we reached a point where he's proved that?
Yeah.
And are we going to get more running quarterbacks in the league because of it?
I just think that's the model of quarterback these days, right? All the successful young guys coming out are mobile at a minimum. Yeah. At a minimum.
Mobile. Yeah. Mobile but you mean mobile to the point of Trevor Lawrence, where he can get away.
Yeah.
But Trevor's never going to go for 85, 100 yards a game.
But I'm saying that's
never.
at a minimum. The days of drafting guys like Matt Ryan are long gone.
Yeah. I mean, look at the guys right now that are going to be at the top of the draft. C.J. Stroud, he can move. Bryce Young, he can move. So you have to be able to Aaron's point, I agree. Yeah, you have to be able to do it. At this point, 35 yards at the bare minimum is what you should be getting a game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think I don't know what the yardage is. 35 is an interesting number.
It feels like anybody can get 35 yards rushing.
So for perspective, Lamar this year averaging 70.5. Last year, 64, 67. The year before that, 80. The year before that.
Wow. I was looking at because I thought the Saints would do a good job against him last night in the running game. I mean, their defense is good, and it was a hard-hitting game to begin with.
And we just picked George Pickens to play against him.
And,
awesome.
They're not going to play as well.
Teamwork.
He had 11 for 82 yesterday. So, George, you'll have a day, too, against this Saints defense, I guess. Yeah. But, again, we had over 800 yards of rushing offense. Elias Sports Bureau liked my tweet today, but they didn't answer it.
Oh, they just hit
they liked it, but they didn't answer.
Yeah.
Most rushing of any week in the history of the NFL, I think it is.
That's what they do when they see a stat that they need to push out there, but they don't want to give credit for it.
That's it.
So they're like, "Hey, let's double check this."
In 3 days, they're going to do that, right?
They've just assigned
Week
it to
9
somebody.
of the NFL season was the most rushing yards, and no nod to Brent.
Non-credit, Brent A.S.
nod.
But, I'm looking at rushing attempts for quarterbacks, and the guys at the bottom of this list are not guys you want on your team this year.
Like
because they can't get 35 yards a game.
They can't get anything. I mean,
so
guys,
who is at the bottom?
Like guys like Andy Dalton. Kirk Cousins is a name you wouldn't mind on your team, but only if you've got a couple of wide receivers to throw to.
By the way, he can move a little bit. He's not a statue.
15 attempts on the season.
Oh, no, I'm not. They talked about
he's not
it
a runner, but he could get out of a sack.
Yeah, he's not the prettiest thing running, but he's not Matt Ryan.
Andy Dalton's like we here.
He's not Tom
Andy
Brady.
Dalton's on that list, by the way, right under him. Andy
Dalton, didn't Dalton, when he came out, used to be able to move a little bit?
Yeah, that was 2004.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield was supposed to be mobile when he came out. He's maybe he just hasn't had the chance this year.
Where's Dak Prescott? I wonder about that because he's mobile. He doesn't really run, but I feel like he fits the 35 yards example.
He also really hasn't played this year, so it's a little unfair. But he's ranked 37th. 10 attempts.
10 attempts for how many yards?
10 attempts for 45 yards.
That's it, huh? Wow.
And above him, Jared Goff, Ellinger, who's supposed to be able to move, Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Stafford's not moving.
Davis Mills, Tyler Heineke, Tom Brady, Trubisky, Garoppolo. At the top of this list, on the other hand, guys like Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, Lammer.
Right. Before you go all the way through this.
Yep.
I want you take the. We're gonna go what? We're gonna go 15 deep here, okay? Take the 15 of the top of this list from a running standpoint, and let's decide if they are playing good football or not.
Okay.
All right. So you said Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Well, right now he is, right? I mean, he's playing good football.
Jalen Hurts.
Excellent.
Yes. Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Excellent.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, he is. He's playing good football.
Josh Allen.
Yep. If he plays.
Now, this next one might not be playing great football, but he's certainly playing above his head this year. Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, he's
They're
played
winning.
good for them.
Well,
he's
they
played
win
good for
sometimes.
them.
Kyler Murray.
Listen, we're not ranking the quarterbacks like this. Isn't a rank of quarterbacks. This is like, are you playing good football?
We found the guy who got to cut it off.
Yeah, Kyler.
Not good.
He hasn't played well.
Gino.
But let me ask you this about Kyler. Kyler's not winning Like he's not playing terrible football.
No, he's not. I don't
Right?
understand why
But
you
they're
guys are
not
hating on him
winning.
all the time, to be honest with you.
Well,
Because they don't win, and he's getting paid a ton of money.
He's
All
not a
right, but
$46 million
He was
quarterback.
down his number one receiver and then got down his other number one receiver. He had nobody to throw to besides Zach Ertz on that team for like 4 weeks.
To be honest with you, he should run more. He'd be more. He should run as much as like Lamar Jackson.
59 attempts, 360 yards, 6.1 average, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, which puts him what? That's not a lot. He's averaging 6 yards a carry.
That's in 7th place.
Since DeAndre Hopkins has come back, they're 1-2, so that's not a really.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
Geno Smith having an MVP
Yes.
season.
Wait, so he's 9th in rushing?
Geno Smith is 8th.
8th.
All right, sorry. Yeah.
And this is by attempts, not by yards.
Yeah.
If you want it by yards, I could rearrange it. Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
T-Law,
So
Jacoby.
how many running attempts does Trevor have?
Trevor has officially on this list 33 attempps.
For how many yards?
152.
Okay.
3
Jacoby?
touchdowns.
Oh, Brissett.
So that's 33 in how many games have they played? 9?
9
so
games.
that's about, what's that, 4? Just about 4 carries a game?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
And that's about right. But that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
You're saying 4 carries a game for, he
And
might
if
be
you
only
look
getting
at the rest of
25
the
yards.
season, I think some of those 4 carries a game are quarterback sneaks on 4th and 1.
Well, that's a good point. There are a
That's
good
true.
amount of those this year, finally, because they practiced it. Okay, keep going.
Mahomes at 12.
Yep.
Mac Jones at 13. Mac Jones, huh?
Okay, well, those must be all quarterback sneaks.
I mean, 25 attempts
For 27 yards.
78 yards.
That surprises me. But obviously, he can move when he needs to sometimes.
Quarterback
Like go pick
running
up
for
the
his
10
life.
yards.
Literally running for his life.
Russell Wilson letting it ride at 14, and then Justin Herbert.
Okay, well, he's not. So Russell Wilson's another one, not playing well.
No.
Mac Jones actually is another one, not playing well.
Yeah.
And Kyler's not playing to where we think he should be playing, but he might not be playing terrible because the ceiling should be
He's
higher.
certainly not good.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, who's 15? Sorry.
15 was Justin Herbert.
And he's been
Yeah,
hurt.
and by the way, he probably would run more if he wasn't so banged up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to survive.
Or had like any
we
options
saw it
to
in the
throw to
Jags
you.
game. He had a clear path to run, and he didn't because of the rib injury. Is he healthy now, or is that still bothering him?
It's still up in the air.
I
But
bet
last
you-
week they didn't have any of their players. No Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams.
I bet you that's one of those injuries that just doesn't go away.
Yeah, I would assume too, especially if you're trying to play through it, right?
Yeah. I don't
So-
care how many flak jackets you wear.
So we had this exercise. We just did 15 quarterbacks. Where we thought they're not playing MVP level, but 12 of them are playing pretty good for their teams. Some inconsistent, and I would think even Kyler Murray's probably playing okay at times. We just feel like the ceiling's higher. And then I think you got 2 guys that aren't playing. Like Mac has not played well this
Can
year.
I put Max 25 attempts in some context for you?
Yeah.
Trey Lance has 9 less in 2 games.
In 2 games, yeah. But listen, Mac's not a runner, and he actually would be more of the less mobile guy that I would say could struggle.
Sure.
But my guess is they're using him in quarterback sneak opportunities or something. And then you rattled somebody else off late that I was like, okay, they're not playing
Russell
well.
Wilson.
Russell, yeah. So there are a few guys, but you get the point of the question. People are pretty happy with a lot of the quarterback play, maybe not every week, with most of that top 15, and they're moving. The guys that have really struggled relative to where they've been now, because you got to put Brady in the context. He's not having nearly as good a year as he's had in the past.
Same with Aaron Rodgers, now
Aaron
at 27.
Aaron Rodgers can move, but he doesn't choose to a lot.
Yeah.
Probably should start.
He likes to throw it. By the way, it would make for a great aged quarterback on the Colts next year.
Yes, that's a possibility. Matt Ryan got benched. Stafford's having a hell of a time, right, because of the line. But again, he can't move because of the line. Goff has actually been up and down. Goff has probably been pretty good overall relative to where he's been.
Yeah, he's having a decent year.
And he doesn't move.
7 attempts.
That's it, huh?
Not
so
7.
that's
sorry.
one of the other. I'm surprised Zach Wilson wasn't in this list.
Zach Wilson is number 16.
Okay.
Goff has 11 attempts, not 7.
Oh, Zach missed a few games, too.
Yeah, Zach
So-
has 6 games under his belt. 21
Okay, so
attempts.
I give you a quarterback, though, that has looked really good and doesn't move a lot in terms of the running game, is Tua.
Yeah,
He
so
doesn't try to
Tua-
run.
Tua at 20 on this list, 18 attempts for just 35 yards, but the man has been throwing way more than he has any other season. He's got some real options on that team.
Because he's just a very accurate, good
Is he
passer.
accurate, though?
He's a good, accurate passer of the football.
Do I need to go look up some next-gen accuracy stats for you? I feel like every single Tua highlight you've ever seen, you've got Tyreek Hill doing a moonwalk.
Yeah.
You got Jalen Waddle, Michael Jacksoning backwards down the sideline to come back to this pass. This deep 25-yard pass.
Yes, absolutely. You're not wrong. Did he catch it, though?
That's garbage.
That's because Tyreek
Did he get the passing yards? Yes. Are they winning football games? Yes. Is Kyler Murray bad? Yes.
Brent, you remember the old Bugs Bunny cartoons where
Yes,
Bugs would
I do.
throw and then run across the field and catch it? This is basically what Waddle and Tyreek Hill have to do.
Old.
I'm surprised Tyreek's not throwing to Waddle.
Exactly. Nonsense.
Your hate for the Dolphins. I thought you'd have this kind of hate for, like, the Patriots.
I do.
But, I mean, the Dolphins is different level for you,
Well,
man.
the
It's
Patriots
wild.
stink this year.
Yeah, I guess that's it. But you don't hate the Bills. They're so cute and cuddly, I guess.
Well,
15 touchdowns,
Kinda out of
3 interceptions for Tua. 15 and 3.
That's a good year.
You know, I was thinking of this in the context of Aaron Rodgers. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks in Jacksonville that everybody said they stink, they stink, they stink, they stink. And then some of us would be like, yeah, but who do they have around him? Right? Like, I mean, you go all the way back to Gabbert. Gabbert had nothing. Like, he had nothing to work with. He had no offensive line. He had no – and this isn't me defending Gabbert right now. But I'm just saying we have those conversations. And you're like, well, the quarterback's supposed to make it better. The quarterback is either going to be good or he's not. Well, what the hell's Aaron Rodgers' problem then? Because this guy's played in the league forever. He hasn't always had all the weapons. And I know he doesn't have weapons
And
to
he's
the
30.
degree that everybody else does, but why is he throwing 3 picks in the red zone? The guy's never done that. Is he just bad now?
He's just pressing. He's 38 years old. That clock is ticking, as Marissa Tomei pointed out, and Uncle Vinny. And he's just in need to make something happen, and he can on that team right now. There's nothing going on that offense.
But isn't he a great illustration of even if you're really good, if you don't have enough and things start going sideways, that position is hard as hell to play.
Oh, man.
Because they don't got much, if anything.
But you would like he's overcome that stuff in the past. I mean,
But he's
Tom
always
Brady
had a
early in
number
his
one, though.
Yes. He's always had a number 1.
Well, Tom Brady always hasn't had a number 1, and he did things that were fine. I mean, he had a receiving core that was like, who is that?
But didn't
David
he always,
Patton's leading the way in
but didn't-
receiving?
Didn't they always supplement that with tight ends?
They
For a
did have a
while,
guy
at
like
least.
Gronk for a while, but before Gronk, they had like stretches, man, where they were winning football games. And again, David Patton, most definitely. David Patton, love saying most definitely. Every time you ask him a question, most definitely. he was like one of their leading receivers.
Most definitely.
I think Aaron Rodgers is proving, though, how hard the quarterback position is to play. And I think a guy like Tua is proving that, hey, if you get me some people around, you can really look good.
Completing 70%.
Yeah, Tua is proving you can play blindfolded with two of the
That's
best
not
wide
true.
receivers.
Tua is playing with confidence, and he's playing well. But he also has, like, the best weaponry right now maybe in the NFL.
I mean, the best wide receiver tandem. I think it's hard to debate it.
All right, we'll be back live from DeVoe's House of Cards on ESPN 690.
Thanksgiving is up next, and ESPN 690 is partnering with City Streets to Student Athletes for Turkey Bowl 2022. It'll be November 19th at Atlantic Coast High School. It's a flag football tournament and a turkey giveaway. Register a team in the tournament at ESPN690.com. You can also help us give turkeys to families in need. Follow the link on ESPN690.com to make a $20 donation and help Jacksonville families this holiday season. Turkey giveaway and turkey bowl. All the details at ESPN690.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
You're pregnant. How far? 1 month, 2. No doctor yet. I can't afford it. Protect yourself and your baby. The health department can help you out. Test for STDs.
I don't have diseases.
You don't know. You don't always have symptoms. STDs make you and your baby sick.
I don't want my baby sick.
No one cares more about your baby than you.
I'm calling my county health department.
A message from the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
If you play a sport or coach a sport or watch a sport in Jacksonville, there's a really good chance that uniform was ordered through Baker Sports. Look good, feel good, play good. Custom sports apparel at Baker Sports since 1997 and a staff that wants to help you. They are experts in the business and make outfitting your team a seamless endeavor. The homegrown Jacksonville business is now the top choice for apparel all over the Southeast. Baker Sports, uniforms, hats, shoes, embroidery, screen printing, and 3D printing. They do it all at Baker Sports, helping make your team look good.
Boss, wait till you hear this.
Whoa, hang on. We just found 6 houses without Safe Touch security, so let me enjoy my good mood for a little bit, will ya?
Sorry, boss, but Safe Touch is running a buy one, get one free special on their 24/7 recording perimeter guard cameras.
A BOCO on cameras?
Yeah. Listen, get 5-star security surveillance with Safe Touch's 2-way communicator, free installation, and lifetime warranty. Plus, add a doorbell camera for just $99.
Oh, that Lester Jackson! Why is he doing this to me?
It's just another reason we have the Crooks and West Golden Rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah. So much for my good mood.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Monitoring agreement required with approved credit. Beat the holiday rush. Cameras are going fast. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233. Dave Binion with Zero Res. Let us help you get ready for the holidays. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, we will give you 25% off your tile and grout cleaning. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens FindRx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies' Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back to Boys House of Cards. ESPN 690, Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts. You waving to somebody?
Well, I'm all the way back here now, so I just wanted to let the people know I was still involved in the show.
For now. For now, Aaron Schachter.
That's very ominous.
I hate Kasey today.
Yeah, you guys are really struggling, huh?
Ha! Ha ha!
All right, that's loud.
Welcome to my world, you bum.
By the way, high school football, we've had some changes in the area. There are some games moved to Saturday. Looks like 6 o'clock games for First Coast. The Bucks made it to the playoffs, and they'll play on Saturday. St. Augustine will be a home game. They'll play on Saturday now. Palatka is scheduled now to move to Saturday. Mandarin, that one was announced a couple days ago. Yesterday, I guess it would be now. They are moving to Saturday. There's a lot of games still on Friday, and the way this storm looks, I guess the latest from Mike Burrish in the First Alert forecast, that this could be more of like a Thursday nighter, right, Aaron? And into Friday morning, but maybe cleared by later in the day Friday, which would allow for some high school football to be played. Does that make sense? What counting on you, Aaron Schachter? You're on like Team Nicole.
Hey,
train.
sorry, I'm answering a phone call. I apologize, Brent.
Oh, we're getting phone calls here 3 minutes ago in the show. How about that?
He didn't say it's for the show.
I figured it was you, Kasey, calling him. Trying
What
to
is
distract
your
from,
deal today? What did I do to you?
But anyway, we got some high school football. We'll keep you posted on the Friday night stuff because we'll have Blitz Scoreboard show is planned to be on Friday. Friday Night Blitz planned to be on Friday. We already had one with Ian knocking us out of the way. And by the way, we could have got it in that day.
All right.
We
Well,
could have got it.
I'm ready to focus on you guys now.
My goodness gracious.
I apologize.
YouTube today.
Have you ever thought maybe it's you?
I don't care if it's me.
That one's on me. I probably shouldn't have answered the phone with 2 minutes left to go. I got
Do they want to
excited.
jump on the? Do they want to jump on the show?
No, I think they thought they heard us report something we didn't. So I was just making sure we didn't miss something on Josh Allen,
No.
Like which one?
the quarterback,
I don't know. Did we say something about Josh Allen? That,
or
like, what's up with
Schachter.
his-
I don't know. I know that they were testing him for that UCL injury, and I know.
Yeah.
I know that the talk today has been that the Bills would be okay sitting him for an extended amount of time, despite wanting that first seed and home playoff games. They'd be willing to forego that if it meant Josh healthy for the playoffs. But I'm trying to see if there's an update there. I didn't think there was one, but now I'm questioning that.
Yeah, I think that Josh Allen thing actually is, well, pretty darn significant to keep an eye on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, UCL, we're talking about a baseball injury. The latest 2 hours ago from Mike Garafalo and Tom Pelissero was there's hope in Buffalo that Josh Allen will be able to practice and play his way through the injury. That's the latest from those guys.
All right.
That would be a shame, by the way, if he ends up being hurt.
It would be a shame.
And all on that fumble. But they also got to be careful, right? There's 8 games to go. They're in a pretty good spot.
Great spot.
But you don't want to mess things up for down the road if it makes sense to rest them for a couple weeks.
And you get to the playoffs and lose that road game, and then the world's coming for your job, Billy
Yeah.
Bean.
So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted on the high school football front, too, as well. We will not have a Jaguars All Access this week. That has already been postponed. So there is that. You have an overtime next?
Yep.
You want me to stick around?
Stick around. Let's do another hour. Me and Brent.
No, that ain't happening.
Thank
Overtime
goodness.
with Kurtz and Milton
Thank
coming up next.
goodness.
I know it. We'll do it again tomorrow on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Brent Friends on ESPN 690. And thanks for hanging out with us at the Bullies House of Cards. Going to come out and play against us in fantasy card breaks.
He'll probably
Come
beat
on
us.
down. After what Kasey picked today. No, maybe not. George Pickens.
The
will
boys
win it for
decided on
us.
George Pickens. Watch James Conner, 8 touchdown day.
Have a good night.
All-time record.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
It's tournament time this month at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. The GOPO 500, a $500 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on Saturday, November 19th at Best Bet Orange Park. Then the 10th annual Turkey Bowl Deep Stack Bounty, a $200 no-limit hold'em tournament, will be on November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, at Best Bet Jacksonville at 7 p.m. There are also weekly no-limit hold'em tournaments going on at Best Bet St. Augustine every Wednesday and Saturday. Go to bestbetjacks.com to learn more.
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. My family has purchased 5 different vehicles with the Nimnick family, and you can feel the sincerity of the people and relationships. NimnickBuickGMC.com and on Phillips Highway, GMC. We are professional grade.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. We did in our house. Absolutely love it. Have had it for years. Connecticut's twin tank non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands, on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've been a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment for more than 5 years now. CGC Water Treatment, your authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1428211.
Hey, it's Aaron from Brent Friends, and are you looking to make a difference for our community this Thanksgiving? Show you care and help local families this Thanksgiving by giving to the Basket Brigade Florida, proudly supported by Jack C. Wilson Roofing, the first name in Jacksonville roofing, who believe that one small act of kindness makes a difference to so many. To donate, go to ESPN690.com, and thank you for helping families in Northeast Florida. From Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio, ESPN 690.
This is
I'm Christine Lisi. If free agent receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is interested in joining the Cowboys, the feeling is mutual. Owner and GM Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan said today OBJ is someone they have all the appreciation in the world for what he is as a competitor, and he looked pretty good with the star on his helmet. Beckham, rehabbing from a torn ACL, recently said when he signs with his next team, he'd like it to be a multi-year situation, and the Cowboys were one of the 4 teams he mentioned, along with the Giants, Packers, and Bills. NBA amid a 2-8 start and a 3-game losing streak, Lakers coach Darvin Ham vows a turnaround for his team, said they're going to turn a corner. The Lakers didn't bring him there to lose. LA won't be turning anything around, though, unless it fixes one major issue, advises First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
They can't shoot. They will compete. They can finish at the basket. They will defend. But in the end, the results won't change until they get brothers that can put it in the hole from long range.
The latest college football playoff rankings of the season unveiled in 1 hour on ESPN TV.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
If you're getting engaged this holiday season, celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or shopping early for the holidays, you do not want to miss Beard's Diamond's incredible 42nd anniversary sale.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 42% off.
It's Beard's Diamond's incredible anniversary sale, going on now until November 30th.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings, engagement rings.
For over 4 decades, families have been shopping at Beard's Diamonds for the absolute lowest prices. Now to say thank you, everything everything in the store is discounted up to 42% off.
Nobody beats
Popping the question on Christmas, New Year's, celebrating a big anniversary, or shopping for the holidays.
Now you can go even bigger and save thousands. Everything store-wide is on sale up to 42% off.
But only until November 30th. Shop the largest inventory in North Florida and never seen savings.
Don't buy until you get our price. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the chief. Chief meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Jacksonville Police Athletic League enriches the lives of children by creating positive relationships between law enforcement and the youth of our community through educational, athletic, and leadership programs. This is Mary Bishop, the Executive Director of PAL. We'd like to invite you to get involved. With your support, we can continue to deliver our core program services: after-school education, summer camp, sports, mentoring, and teen leadership. To get involved, go to jaxpal.com. That's jaxpal.com. You can make a difference in the lives of a child. PAL today, leader for life.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, what's going on a Tuesday? Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton, ESPN 690 down here from Davoli's House of Cards. I didn't relay the message to Brian Middleton until about 4 minutes ago. So hopefully we're cool, Brian Middleton.
Yeah, man, we're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Good to
Absolutely.
hear it. Glad to hear it. Anyway, overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. Brian Middleton, haven't talked to you today, the broadcast on. How we doing on a Tuesday?
Hey, man, it's a little crazy on my end. You know, traffic wasn't too crazy, but, you know, they have special election coverage, and there's
and
a
you
lot of
skated
people,
out.
A lot of people in a little bit of space trying to make things happen. So, you know, been a bit wild. But overall, Kasey, man, I can't complain, man. I've been excited. It felt like Christmas Eve. I can't wait to get to Tuesday, because Tuesday is Power Rankings Tuesday here at Overtime. And then we got the mid-season awards. Kasey, I've been, man, I couldn't sleep. You hear me? I needed some hot cocoa.
You were so excited to hand out mid-season awards and power rankings that you couldn't sleep.
Not a wink, man. If I had FIFA, if I had a PS6 like Kasey Kuhrts does, because he got connects, I'd have been playing that all night. All night, Kasey.
Huh. Well, I'll be excited to hear what trash takes you have coming up in the next segment when we go to the power rankings.
Oh, man. God bless you.
I just can't even imagine what ridiculous nonsense you've done this week.
Kasey, you know, like you start hating, and it's a part of your shtick. And actually, I think that's a part of your actual being, like the actual fiber of your being, and that's cool. I like you, and I like that about you. You don't move to the left or the right of that. You stay on that path. But you are going to understand at some point, one day, sooner or later, that when you talk about visionaries, when you talk about people who can see things that others can't see, that most can't see, that maybe their co-hosts can't see, even though they may be intelligent, you are, kind of smart.
Thank you.
You'll understand, okay, that what I've been saying, power rankings-wise, will line up when we look at the final 4 teams in the playoffs in the NFL, who's in the Super Bowl, who's holding up that Lombardi trophy. But, we're far away from that. We just ended, week 9? So I'm excited for it. Yes, Kasey Kuhrts. And the takes aren't trash, but I'm sure you'll find a way to say that they are. And it makes for good radio.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do that in the next segment, Power Rankings on Tuesday. Also do the midseason awards before we get out of here. Where are you going to find the Ravens on your Power Rankings? Because that was somewhat impressive last night. I don't know how good the Saints are, but on the road, Ravens took care of business. No Mark Andrews, no Rashad Bateman, all kinds of backup running backs. Did you like what the Ravens did last night? Impressed a little bit, or, just they should have beat the Saints, business as usual?
Yep, exactly.
Business as usual?
But I tell you this much. Every time, because they're on a 3-game win streak now, Kasey, every time they win, that contract goes up. That guaranteed money for Lamar Jackson just goes up. I would just say no Moss right now if I was Ravens ownership. But, yeah, man, not super impressed, just happy that they did what they were supposed to do because they have not done that.
They've struggled
in parts of this season.
Yeah, they've absolutely struggled at times. I agree with that. And, yeah, you know, the Saints are interesting. 3-6. Nobody thought they'd be 3-6. People thought Jameis would be better. Obviously, he gets hurt. Like, I don't know, like, how the Saints get better, to be real with you. You know what I mean? Like, they got some pieces. Their receivers never play. I get it. Chris Olave's a good player. But, like, I don't know what the deal is with the Saints because outside of the Jameis injury, they're pretty much what we thought they were going to be. Michael Thomas, we didn't know what we were going to get from Michael Thomas anyway. But I'm kind of confused, Brian Middleton, on why the Saints are not very good. Do you find yourself in the same spot or just no?
It seems to be a down year for the NFC South in general.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, usually defensively, you can count on the Saints, especially the past couple of seasons. Not that they were like the 49ers level or the Bills level the past couple of seasons, but they've been up there. They've been pretty good. And so you know that you had at least that coming back, or you thought you had that coming back. And then on top of that, Michael Thomas, you've said it before, maybe not on air, but at least not on air with me, but you said, you know what, I think Drew Brees made Michael Thomas. And if we're seeing anything from certain wide receivers, they got to have the quarterback. You know, I always make that argument, and I won't make it right here because it's so long-winded, but the wide receiver, it depends on everybody else in order to have success. There's very few wide receivers in the league right now, or probably ever, if you compare it to the amount of people that have come through the league and played that position, that can do something regardless of their quarterback, offensive line per se, right? They got to have decent enough to get the ball out, but then they make the plays. You got guys like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Who's that, Aaron?
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, there he goes. The Miami fan. Apparently
I am watching Tua highlights on NFL Network right now.
Look at you. Look at the two of you.
Look at Tua. He's digesting. He sees a guy open, and that's a dot. That is a dot, and now we're waddling. Oh, against the Steelers. Oh, that's a dot. This guy Tua is just so good. Anyway,
you got a Tua jersey? You got a Tua jersey now?
I'm going to get one for – don't tell Aaron if he's in there. I'm going to get him one for Christmas.
I don't know if he could hear that, so he's just
if your mic's on, he probably couldn't. But, yeah.
Oh, okay. Getting all technical. Yeah, man. So, ultimately, man, but Michael Thomas, the way that you lamented about it last week about his toe and how you weren't buying it. Yeah, it hasn't rolled straight. I mean, Kamara had, that, what was it, a 60-point fantasy game?
Yes.
So he's been here and there, and now I think the videotape released again or something new released because I saw it pop up on my phone about Alvin Kamara with his case.
Yeah, there's something going on.
So that can't help. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of different things. Dennis Allen's like, man, I didn't sign up for this right here. I signed up to be 6-3, not 3-6. But, yeah, man, they're not the most disappointing team, even with that record. But, yeah, I can understand why we would think that, yeah, they would be better than this. And then a down season for the NFC South where the Bucs are struggling, where the Falcons can't quite get right 2 games in a row. This would have been a prime year. Last year, the past 2 or 3 teams that the Saints have had the past 2 or 3 seasons would be far and away the best team in this division so far this year. And they, everybody's kind of squandering that top spot. Like nobody wants to host a wild card playoff game out of the NFC South.
Not one team. The Bucs probably will figure it out. And the Falcons, whatever there. But yeah, down here for the Saints, you're right about that. They'll have to figure some things out. Obviously, the quarterback probably is where they start because I think, they've obviously given up on Jameis Winston, who is now healthy and not playing. And they keep riding with Andy Dalton, which, we've seen this movie before once or twice. Hey, did you see the press conference with Jeff Saturday and Jim Irsay? Did you see that, Brian Middleton?
Nah, break it for me right now.
So we had a good little conversation about it earlier on Brent Friends, but the point of the story is this: Jim Irsay was excited that Jeff Saturday was available to take the head coaching job for the Indianapolis Colts. He was excited that he did not have any other opportunities. Well, that's because he's working for ESPN. So let's go back to that. Right, because we had a little bit of a conversation about it yesterday. But now that he's been introduced, now that Jim Irsay has sat up there and said some very intriguing and interesting and also scary things if you're a fan of the Colts. How do you feel about this now, Brian Middleton? Jeff Saturday, no coaching experience. No business really being the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And is now the head coach of that team and will have to play the Raiders. Do you think the Colts win again? Let's start there.
Yeah, I think that they fall into a win, even though it's hard to win one game in the NFL. Yeah, I do think that they win at least one more time before the season ends in January. So I've answered that part. I feel the same way I felt before, or, yesterday when we had our little back and forth at the beginning of the show. Jeff Saturday, first of all, offensive linemen next to defensive linemen are usually the smartest people on the field. I get it, quarterback. You got to be super intelligent. I understand you got to know everything that's going on. Like, don't at me and then follow me. Please do that. It's on Twitter, the broadcast Dawn. But offensive linemen,
good plug.
I'm just telling you right now, some of the smartest people on the field. There's a lot of things that go into, that line play, pre-snap, understanding angles and your blocks and whatnot. And I'm not saying other positions don't have to go through that. So I'm not doubting Jeff Saturday's intelligence for the game of football, his capacity to adapt to today's game. I don't know when he retired, but it's going on a couple years now, right? 5,
it's been
6,
a minute. Yeah.
7. You know what I mean? And I like him as an analyst personally. Like, I enjoy listening to him. I can't say that with every football player. But I enjoy listening to him and when he breaks down stuff and when he's talking about NFL football. But my qualm with it is, why would you do this? Like Deion Sanders, number one, is in college, but he didn't have any collegiate coaching experience. And someone, drop me in the chat if I'm wrong about that, but I don't believe he had any coaching experience, head coaching experience at the collegiate level, but he's making it work at Jackson State. And that's great, right? But when you start talking about people becoming the head coach of a team, it's hard enough to do it at the collegiate level. Heck, it's probably hard enough to do it at the high school level, Kasey. But now you're dealing with people that you used to be, granted, Jeff Saturday, but you're dealing with 53 grown men all getting paid, and it's not working out already. And you got guys on there, some who want to buy into you, and some who are just like, man, I'm on a contract year. Man, I'm 10 years in the league. I don't know how much longer I got. Man, I just got here, man, and look at the trajectory of my career because I'm here under Frank right now. Irsay's out here, trying to tank for C.J. Stroud. Man, what they doing? You're dealing with even higher levels of attitude. And I'll say this part. Again, him being successful as he was in the NFL, I think buys him a bit of, cachet, a bit of social currency with the players, but just a bit. I mean, there's so many things that you have to do as an NFL head coach, and I can't tell you 99 of them because I never sniffed any kind of responsibility to that level. But why would you invite that kind of stress onto you? I get you may like challenges. I get it. You may want to coach. You may want to be an NFL head coach. But sometimes, man, you got to take some steps to this. Because this could be something that would just ruin your taste for head coaching. Or maybe it'll, increase it, especially if you don't have success and you're like, I know I can do this. It just feels like you're setting yourself up for failure as opposed to how much expectations can you really have. I don't think that's the route that anybody is going other than Jim Irsay, who wants to, like you put it so eloquently, wants the number one pick, and he's trying to do everything in his power to make sure that they don't win a lot of games, Kasey Kuhrts. So that's how I feel about it.
They won't win again.
Okay.
I'll answer my own question. I know you answered it. You did well. They won't win again.
Okay.
I think there's a chance, and we talked about this a little earlier. Like, if you're the Colts right now, like some of the Colts players, isn't this a slap in the face to bring in a guy that's never coached in anything but high school? Like, to your point, you just said it. You got guys that careers are on the lines, and now their career rests in the hands of dude who's never coached.
Ever.
You can only feel good about this if you're the offensive line. You're like, I might learn something.
Yeah.
But, like, the DBs are like, what? Like, what am I supposed to learn from this guy? So, I heard Greeny earlier today saying that he's a great person to be around, great motivator, all those things. And, like, that's great when you're on television. But it's a little different in the NFL locker room. And I get he's been there, and I understand that he was a leader as a player, all those things. That's not the same as a head coach. It's not the same at all. So I'm not going to say good luck to the Colts because I don't root on the Colts. But, I don't think they win another football game this year. Brian Middleton, let's take a break so we have plenty of time to get the power rankings and the half-season award winners in. We do the power rankings next. Brian Middleton, if you're new here, is the broadcast on, and he's been incredibly reckless with his ratings. The number one team has changed a couple of times. Teams 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all over the place. There's no consistency.
Yes, there is.
Call him the Trevor Lawrence of power rankings because there's no consistency.
I wear that with a badge of honor. Next time, you know what? Say that tomorrow when we got you actually on camera, though. You know what I mean? Because I want to wear it with a badge of honor.
They call me the Josh Allen of power rankings, and I mean the Bills one because it's just consistent, high-level play.
You're just disrespecting every Jaguar, huh? Don't worry. We'll pull this clip, Casey.
We'll pull this clip.
Yeah, no, we will.
Well, no, you're... Now, the only thing I can see is you, Brian Middleton. I haven't even said my name in the last 20 minutes.
Kasey Kuhrts.
Anyway, Power Rankings Tuesday. Overtime with definitely Brian Middleton and somebody else. We will come back right after this.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly to mostly cloudy and breezy tonight. A brief shower as temperatures drop to near 60 degrees. It'll be windy for Wednesday with a mix of clouds and sun tomorrow. A few brief showers and highs near 70. Impacts from Nicole later tomorrow night and especially Thursday and Thursday night. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Right now, get 42% off everything in the store. Don't buy until you get our price.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pas Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pas is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pas reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel in place away. Salon Pas, it's good medicine.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. Find a plan that's right for you at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRIAL at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRIAL. Enjoy.
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealerships. My family has purchased 5 different vehicles with the Nimnick family, and you can feel the sincerity of the people and relationships. NimnickBuickGMC.com and on Phillips Highway, GMC, we are professional grade.
There's life before sports injury. There's life after. You're in pain, and you need answers, fast. Mayo Clinic's orthopedic and sports medicine team will see you same day. No referral necessary. Rest assured, we'll get it right from the start and have you back in action as quick as you can say. Ranked the #1 hospital in Florida for orthopedics. To schedule, visit sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinsky. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8214. 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton, ESPN 690 on a Tuesday, taking you up to 7 o'clock, and we will have the FSU Coaches Show inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. We'll talk about a dominating obliteration of the Miami Hurricanes that was frankly not good for the Hurricanes, but very good for the Seminoles. You will hear from Mike Norvell in a little bit. The broadcast on Brian Middleton. Did you see that FSU ended up losing to Stetson last night in basketball?
Wow. 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 Leonard can't be happy with it.
He shouldn't be.
Wow. The Hatters? Isn't that what you call them, the Hatters?
It's not what I call them. It's their actual mascot.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, yes, I call them the Hatters, and they pulled out a victory. By the way, Jacob deGrom went to Stetson. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, not a great start for the FSU basketball team, but football team is playing well.
Who would have thought that the football team might be ranked higher than the basketball team at any point this particular season?
That's a good one. That's a good call. That is a good call. I'll give it to you. Good take.
Now watch the basketball team run off like 15 straight.
Well, they could. They play UCF on Friday, and we will have it on the station. So Seminole basketball, hopefully getting on the right track. So far, they haven't lost a game on ESPN 690 yet. So
I'm not superstitious, but
I'm a little bit stitious. All right, let's do it. Power Rankings Tuesday.
Yeah.
You want to start. I know you want to start badly.
You started last week. Of course I want to start.
Well, listen, go ahead.
All right,
by all means, the best team in the National Football League, according to the broadcast on, is
1.
But thank you for your intro. Okay. At number 1, Kasey Kuhrts. We got them boys in the Midwest. We got them boys who got the real MVP on their team. We got the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kasey Kuhrts, let me talk to you about what they've done in the past month, okay? All right? They beat up on the Raiders. That's something that the Jags have done. I know you're not impressed by that. That's fine. They lose a close game to the Bills, right? I know the Bills have been number 1 on your list multiple times this season. You've been like, because it's the right answer. You know what I mean? That's my impersonation of you. Then they took
I've only had the Bills at number 1 once.
Yeah. They took a break, a bye. They make you do that. They wanted to get everybody's confidence up, all right? Then they smoked. They walked your one of your NFC favorites to go to the Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers. Walked them. And then they beat a division leader that has Derrick Henry in their backfield in a comeback win. Kasey Kuhrts, these boys, as you say, are built different. They're built different, man. They've shown me everything that I needed to see. They've come back. They've blown out people. They've won close games. They've won by a large margin. They can do it all. They can beat you every type of way. And anything that you may be wondering about this team, they have answered and will continue to answer, Kasey Kuhrts. Plus, they got Patrick Mahomes in the quarterback. The number 1, Kasey Kuhrts. Who you got for number 1?
When you Google NFL teams, NFL standings, and you look at the teams, right? You see 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss. Hell, some teams have lost 6 times. You know who hasn't lost once?
Who?
The best team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, number 1 in the power rankings, yet again because they are the best team in the league. Their quarterback is the MVP of the league, Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown is him. Their defense is legit. Their coach apparently knows what's going on. Their offensive line is bullying people as we speak, probably on the practice field or something. You know the boys are up to no good. It is Tuesday, so probably not, but you get the idea. Far and away the best team in the league, because it doesn't matter what it looks like in the first quarter, the second quarter, at the end of the game, at the end of the fourth quarter, when there is 0 minutes and 0 seconds left on the clock. Who has more points than the other team? The Philadelphia Eagles have had more points than the other team every single week. And they play the Commanders, the Colts, and the Packers next. I like Taylor Heineke, but they're sure as hell going to beat the Fighting Jeff Saturdays and Aaron Rodgers throwing 3 red zone interceptions. The Eagles are the best team in the league, and they're well on their way to 12-0.
Okay. Fighting Jeff Saturdays. There we go. At number 2, Kasey Kuhrts. You know what? I like to keep consistency when people show what they are about. The Minnesota Vikings. Let me read some stuff off to you real quick, all right? Top 10 passing offense. Top 10 scoring offense. Top 10 in first downs per play. Kasey Kuhrts, that's a little nerd stat, but it is important when you start breaking down to the brass tacks. Fun fact, there's only one team in the top 10 that doesn't have a winning record. Do you know who that team is? The Jacksonville Jaguars at 3rd. Ain't that something?
It is something.
Ain't that something? Anyway,
it is something.
Also for the
I don't know
Vikings,
what we do with it, but it is something.
top 5 in second half scoring in the past 3 games. Kasey, this team, I know people don't believe in them, okay? I understand why people wouldn't believe in them early on, okay? But they just keep showing up. Adversity or nah, blowing people out or nah. And granted, I've looked at this schedule over and over again. It's not the most impressive run of teams, but they're beating the people in front of them. And I gotta tell you this, man. Dookie rope chain, Kirk Cousins on a jet dancing? That's my dog right there. Hey, that's my dog right there. You hear me? Kirk Cousins with the rope chain, Kasey Kuhrts. I got Minnesota Vikings at number 2. Who you got?
At number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Up a spot from last week, had them at 3 last week. I have them hopping the Bills because they got tested. They got tested against the Tennessee Titans, which is something that I somewhat like to see, right? How do they bounce back? How do they battle? How do they do all those things? They have a great player at quarterback. They have some suspect weapons outside of the tight end. The tight end is great, but on the outside and at the running back position, still questionable. But them boys showed out. The defense played when they had to. I learned a little bit about the Titans as well, but the Chiefs just continue to be a team that battles. Obviously going to be a tough out. At the moment, the best team in the AFC that will play the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend, Ryan Middleton.
Yeah.
3.
All right. You had to put me in the down mood after you said that part. Okay. At number 3, Kasey Kuhrts. This was a tough one for me. Got to be real with you. And it'll probably change next week, even if both teams win because of my number 4. But number 3, I got the New York Jets. Listen, I thought that they were going to really hit a pothole. And maybe they will later on in the season. But it ain't today. And it wasn't Sunday. Just ask your favorite quarterback, Josh Allen, Kasey Kuhrts. Because New York gave them everything that they wanted, the Buffalo Bills and more, and they took that game. I'm telling you, Zach Wilson's not the most impressive dude. They got James Robinson. We both think he's a good player. But Sauce in that defense, some of those guys on the defensive side, man, they have really taken advantage of the opportunity that's ahead of them right now. And getting lost in the sauce, I hope he has a trademark. I'm sure somebody else has a trademark, but I hope somehow he trademark that, Kasey Kuhrts, because this team is legit. I don't know if this translates for the next 5-10 years, but I can tell you this season, so far, they're legit. And that's why I have the New York Jets at number 3 on my power rankings.
How does it feel to know the whole entire state of Pennsylvania and city of Philadelphia hates you? Like, how do you walk around with that every day?
Well, I walk around lovely. I sleep good. You hear me? I sleep good.
Like, I don't understand how, you know what? We don't got time.
Philly, stand up. Now sit back down. Okay? Now sit back down till I call for you.
I guess we don't have time. Number 3. Up a spot from last week is the Miami Dolphins.
That's good. I'm not mad.
Yeah, the Miami Dolphins. Listen, the defense is mad sus. Actually, they might be bad. It might just be a bad defense, but that offense is legit. Tua's completing a lot of passes at a high percentage. They maybe have the 2 best receivers in the league, potentially. They definitely have the best duo as well. I believe in Waddle. The tight end's really good as well. Running game is still sus. We'll work on it, right? But they score more points than the other team when the game is over, which is really all that matters. I believe in the Miami Dolphins, not necessarily their defense. They tried to get better with Bradley Chubb. We'll see if it works out. I got the Dolphins as the third best team in the league.
All right.
4.
And Kasey, Miami is my number 4 team. I got to tell you what, man, they are a different team with Tua in there, but Tua's different because of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Like, that is an overwhelming passing attack because there was a couple of underthrown balls by Tua in Sunday's game. And all Tyreek Hill did was, y'all slow down. I'm good enough to slow down and still make whoever's on me look dumb, or the 2 people on me, or whatever zone they're trying to do, make it look dumb. And when you got that kind of stuff going on, man, you look like a great QB, but Tua is breaking out or continue to breaking out as his brain, is not being concussed. So I'm happy for him. And this team has moved from number 1 in my power rankings to out of my power rankings to number 10, now back up to number 4. And this team is legit. And also for the defense, I agree, it's been Swiss cheesy, but this is the same defense that held a basically fully healthy Buffalo Bills team to 19 points in a win over them. So always got to remember that. Who you have for number 4?
The Buffalo Bills.
There you go. All right.
It's
fair.
Yeah. Not a great showing against the Jets. The quarterback might be hurt. We're going to find something out about the Bills if the quarterback is hurt. I think they got good receivers. They obviously do. Running backs, okay, good tight end. The defense is legit. Can they win without Josh Allen? I don't know if that's the case. Case Keenum's the backup. He's more than serviceable. We'll see. But they did get beat by the New York Jets. All right? The Jets. I know they got good players, but come on, somebody. The Jets. Let's settle down for a second. That's why I had the Dolphins hopping them and the Chiefs hopping them. I believe in the Dolphins. I believe in the Bills, but I'm wondering about the quarterback. I think 4 is a good spot for him. Definitely in the top 5, comfortably in the top 5. Buffalo still can win the Super Bowl. Don't read too much into it just because I got the Dolphins ahead of them, but I got Buffalo at number 4.
All right, Kasey.
5.
Yeah, and this was a tough one too, man. But I lean towards Philadelphia. Listen, it sounds like I hate them. I don't. I recognize how hard it is to win a game in the NFL, and they've done it 8 straight weeks. Kudos to them. Great job. After 4 quarters having more points than the other team. Kasey, you just said that's what's most important. Gotta be real with you though, man. I don't know how they face adversity. Yeah, they were down in the Texans game, which is iffy, but listen, this is your chance to face adversity kind of in the first half, I guess. What happens in the second half? This team hasn't shown me everything I need to see in order for them to be number 1. I think they've been number 1, once on my rankings as well, so I went with the crowd, unfortunately, 1 week. But until they show me what I need to see in the fourth quarter, I can't do it. I don't know. The numbers say that the more that they stay undefeated, the more likely they won't win the Super Bowl. Ain't that crazy? Based on my research. So, listen, we ain't doing who's going to win the Super Bowl, but even just their gameplay, yeah, it's impressive in halves, in 2.5 quarters, but it's not all coming together. Not for me. For most people, though, you guys can have it. So anyway, Kasey, I got Philly at number 5. Who you got?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. I ain't going to do it. You got it.
Do what? You have the only undefeated team in the league at 5.
Yeah, and
if anyone's a trash take, it's yours.
And I got a good reason for it.
The Minnesota Vikings are barely beating the Commanders. Settle down. Kirk Cousins with all the chains.
Oh, that Texans blowout was amazing. Okay, I got you.
They barely beat the Commanders.
That's
okay,
yeah.
Settle down. The Vikings are a good team. They're going to win the division by default. They've only lost 1 football game. Great. Okay, the Vikings are a good team. They're a top 5 team in the league. But Philadelphia is leaps and bounds better than them.
Leaps and bounds? I know
leaps
they
and
beat
bounds.
Them. They beat them. God, leaps
if they played 10 times, they'd win at least 11.
Heard and heard. Let me get that sound right. There you go.
Heard and heard. The Minnesota Vikings, though, I do think are a good football team. I got them at number 5. Let me give you 6 through 10 real quick, Brian Middleton.
Okay.
I got the Jets at number 6.
Unfortunate.
Got the Cowboys at number 7.
Okay.
Seahawks at 8.
Okay.
Tennessee Titans at 9.
Really?
And the 49ers at 10.
You are. Okay. All right, Kasey. All right. We'll give you whatever. My 6 through 10. Buffalo, Seattle, Dallas, Baltimore, and the New York Giants, Kasey Kuhrts.
Buffalo at 6?
Buffalo at I didn't name them 1 through 5, Kasey? You want me to go lower?
This is
I can find a reason to put Seattle above them. Don't do it now. The way Geno playing,
this is
Geno doesn't lose to the Jets with that offense that the Buffalo has. Geno Smith doesn't. Now how about that?
How about we go to break?
How about we go to break?
So we can give out some awards on the other side of the break. Mid-season award winners coming up next. Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton. We'll be right back.
And more to be thankful for this year, thanks to our friends at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's no payments until 2023 on your pre-owned purchase. Arlington will even waive your last 6 lease or loan payments. You got a trade? Arlington will pay up to MSRP for your trade. What are you waiting for? This sale won't last long. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/thankful for full details.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in because they are making a profit from you. That's the law. Yet many times a normal day ends with injuries because that business breached that duty because they knew or should have known of the dangerous condition that caused your injury. It happens every day in many ways. Slip and falls where cleaning and maintenance were ignored. Falling boxes and items stacked too high. And so many other unexpected occurrences and dangers only known to that business owner. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, let our team investigate and report back to you. The duty to protect customers from harm is the law, and our duty is to protect you after that harm. Visit forthepeople.com for more information, or on your cell phone, dial #law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
Why wait to save? Dell Technologies' Black Friday event arrives early with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 48% off performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Here at Rhino Shield, we've been protecting homes for over 20 years. We are your go-to coating company for repairing and coating stucco. But Rhino Shield is engineered for any surface. Our coating is perfect for any siding or material used on homes. From stucco to vinyl, brick, wood, hardy board, or stone. If it's on your house, we can coat it. It's a new day at Rhino Shield, so give us a call or visit us online to set up an appointment. Rhino Shield, engineered to outlast paint.
As a business owner, wouldn't it be nice if you could eliminate all the waste on advertising to people who just aren't ready to buy from you? What if you could spend your marketing dollars talking solely to people who are ready to buy a product you sell? Cox Media Group has a very large database to help you reach those exact people. Cox Media Group offers a program called Omni-Channel that starts with an email to your ideal customer who's ready to buy now, and then once they open the email, they will start seeing your message on Facebook and through display ads and video ads. Let us answer any questions you have by heading to cmg.com to find out more. That's cmg.com.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. Y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
At the Home Depot, we have Black Friday savings all through November. And with that comes a joyful holiday bustle that we just love to hear. Although we also love the sound that comes after the holidays. When people put their new tools to use. In fact, we love it so much. When you buy select Milwaukee M18 kits, you'll get an extra tool for free. So after you're done filling the air with holiday magic, you can fill it with the sounds of doing. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The Northeast Florida Marlin Association announces the Don Combs Annual Wahoo Roundup. 2 kickoff events this year, Thursday, December 8th and Friday, December 9th, all at the NEFMA Clubhouse, Comanche Cove Marina. 2 Captain's Choice fishing days between Sunday, December 11th through Sunday, January 29th. Early entry fee is $400. Enter today. Visit the Northeast Marlin Association website at nefma.com. The Don Combs Annual Wahoo Roundup.
It's the Blitz Scoreboard Show every Friday night at 9 p.m. on ESPN 690. Join Brent Martineau, Kasey Kuhrts, and the Hall of Famer Kevin Sullivan for scores, analysis, interviews, and live video of games on the ESPN 690 social media platforms.
Here we go. What nonsense will Brian Middleton try to sell you now? I can't wait to see it. This is going to be something. Something to see right here. He's trying to sell you that the Eagles are the 5th best team in the league, the Bills the 6th, talking about the Jets at 3. What kind of nonsense will we get right now? But we're going to find out. Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton, Brian Middleton, Kasey Kuhrts. Here we go. Mid-season awards. We start with the MVP, Brian Middleton, do we not?
You want to start with the MVP?
It makes sense.
Okay.
Did you have a different plan?
No. All right. Well, you can go. I started the what do you call it? The power rankings. So I'll let you go. Unless you want me to go first, I can.
I'll handle it.
Talk your ear off with it.
It's pretty straightforward. The MVP of the league. The most valuable player in the league right now.
Okay.
In theory, would have to play for a pretty good team. Some would say the best. Some would say the 5th best. Jalen Hurts. Come on, somebody. He's the quarterback of the undefeated Eagles. He continues to show out every single week on the ground. In the air, he's become a much better passer. A.J. Brown helped with that. There's no doubt about it. But Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the league, Brian Middleton.
Okay, Kasey. I mean, listen, that's probably going to happen. It's a great story. Again, I'm happy for him. You think about Jalen Hurts' journey, even from college to now. I mean, do your thing, Jalen. Do your thing, okay? But I'm going to go with tried and tested, tried and true, and showing out right now. Patrick Mahomes, listen, man, top 10 in completion percentage, 1st in yards, top 5 in yards per pass, 1st in yards per game, 1st in touchdowns, 2nd in QBR. He's leading his team to the 2nd. Well, actually, I mean, I guess he's tied for the best record in the AFC. You know what I mean? So, like, that's the tiebreaker between them and the Bills. So the Bills are the 1 seed. But listen, he's done all this without Tyreek Hill, and we see what Tyreek Hill means to a quarterback. Okay, there's not been a fall off. Literally, the numbers point you to that. And if you don't have Jalen Hurts with that team, can another quarterback walk in and probably give you that outcome? They probably got a loss or two. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if Patrick Mahomes wasn't there, okay, I don't care you got Travis Kelce. I don't care Andy Reid, the coach. Them boys is 3-6. Them boys down there with the Jaguars, Kasey Kuhrts. So Patrick Mahomes is my MVP. MVP. Offensive player of the quarter, Kasey Kuhrts. Who you got?
Yeah, I struggled with this one. I'm not going to, or of the half, you mean. I struggled with this one, I'm not going to lie. And you know what? I'm going to do something because Philadelphia is a big market, and we can't give up on that. How about A.J. Brown? How about A.J. Brown?
I'm not mad.
We all said, he was the only receiver that didn't get paid. The Titans, did they really need him? This and that. Yeah, he's a stud. He's a star, actually, is what A.J. Brown is. He's been great, 718 yards, 6 touchdowns every time he touches the football, 16.7 yards a catch. And here's the crazy part, less catches than most of the guys ahead of him in yards, right? So what does that tell you? You get him the ball more, he'd have more yards. Some of these guys got to have 60 catches to get the yards he has. Come on, somebody. A.J. Brown, offensive player of the half.
Yeah, I'm not.
We love you in Philadelphia. At least I do.
Apparently.
Brian hates you.
No,
I love you.
No,
I love you,
I'm
Philadelphia.
I'm happy about Jalen Hurts, and I'm really not mad at that pick of A.J. Brown, but, knock it off. Listen, Tyreek Hill, and it's going to be Tyreek Hill. This guy's on pace for 2,000-plus reception yards, Kasey Kuhrts. Do you know the record? I'll tell you. Jerry Rice set the record at 1,800 yards back in the 1900s, Kasey Kuhrts. The 1900s. Tyreek Hill leading the league in reception yards. I mean, reception yards per game. I keep putting all these stats because you're a stat guy when it works for you, and now you're going off of feeling, even though A.J. Brown, I think that's actually a really good one. But Tyreek Hill has catapulted Tua as a quarterback by his play. It usually works the other way around. It's working in the opposite way. Tyreek is really showing that he is beyond even what we thought he was by what he's doing so far in the first half of the season, Kasey. Let's see. Next up, the defensive player of the midway point of the season.
This one's crazy, and I didn't even realize this, but I got to give the man some credit. Matthew Judon has 11 and a half sacks.
There we go.
We are halfway through. I know he had a big game last week. Somebody talk about this man. 11 and a half.
I co-sign completely.
A forced fumble. Come on, somebody. Shame on me for not paying more attention. 3 last week, 2.5 against the Bears. He's just getting everybody. Everybody can get it. Equal opportunity. Star. Defensive player of the half.
Yeah, he cutting up, Kasey, and I'm with you. I picked him as well when I started trying to dig into some numbers, and I was like, who's gotten to the quarterback the most? Who has the most interceptions? I started right there, and I was like, wait a minute, 11 and a half? I only got 9 games they played. 11 and a half? He is he was ranked 52 on the top 100 players going into the season. So, the NFL knows about him, but man, he is showing up and showing out. Is it the contract yet? Goodness gracious, man. So I'm with you all the way, Kasey. Next up, rookie of the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, we're just going with one here, and I got to go with the guy that's 9th in the league in receiving. A lot of receivers came out last year. A lot of good ones. But we just talked about the Saints earlier in the show. Yeah. Non-consistent quarterback play. And even when it's in there, it's not very good. Chris Olave for the New Orleans Saints, 43 catches, 618 yards, only 2 touchdowns, and that goes back to the quarterback play. Every game this guy is showing out. He's a rookie, and he's getting all the targets, 14 targets. Your wide receiver, you got to love it. So Chris Olave is showing out. He's my rookie of the half so far.
Yeah, I had him down here with a couple of other names. I'm going to go with Sauce Gardner. The story is just too good. I think that if things continue on this track, even though Chris Olave's numbers will be insane for a regular receiver, a veteran, even more so for a rookie, I think that the story is so good. And what Sauce Gardner is bringing that you can't always equate into statistics is just making everything around the New York Jets more exciting. I think it's almost a better story, which is why I would go with Sauce Gardner, because both of them are playing very well. So I got Sauce Gardner as my rookie of the half. Kasey Kuhrts, disappointment of the halfway point of the season.
Can I do a team?
Yeah, I'm doing a team. Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams.
We didn't talk about this. Unbelievable.
We did not.
Okay.
Boy, what's happening with the Rams? Can't score no points. Play some defense. Fair enough. But Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, somebody got to score a touchdown or 2 at some point. Not the Rams, though. Not the Rams. Rams are the disappointment, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I keep saying, man, the Super Bowl hangover, I thought that was for the losing team. This is not making – Von Miller meant this much to the team. Odell meant this much to the team. Holy smokes, man. Paid him some money. Bring him back. Bring him back. You lost all them picks for, a championship? Yeah, I guess you would do it again. But, man, it is – the struggle bus is – it came to L.A. and it stayed there. The Lakers, the Rams, it's all y'all. The Clippers, none of y'all. Gonna get off. I guess the Dodgers had a good run, but even they struggled. All right, Kasey, breakout player of the halfway point of the season.
Oh, this one might be the same as well, even though we didn't talk about it. Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on! We couldn't give it to him at the quarter way, because we didn't know yet. James Robinson was making plays. Things were happening. Travis Etienne, we talked about it yesterday. He's way up there in the league in rushing. He's been one of the best players in the league over the last couple weeks, scoring touchdowns, rushing for yards, catching footballs, doing everything. After missing the rookie season, you could have had him in the comeback spot. I understand that, but I'm going to have him as the breakout because it's truly been a breakout couple of weeks for Travis Etienne of your Jacksonville Jaguars, Brian Middleton.
Look at you, Kasey, playing to the fans. Listen, this is the only one where I kept the same guy. I was thinking about Etienne as well as a couple of other guys that you can put in there that I wouldn't be mad at. I'm going to stick with Tua. Now, listen, I understand that this is not an actual award that we're talking about, but listen, man, if we could actually make this a physical award, I'd give it to him. The man was, we didn't know he was even going to play again this season. Some would argue, should he be playing? But listen, whether he should be playing or not, when he gets on the field, the team is so good. And it's just another good story from a former Alabama quarterback that has worked through some adversity in their personal career in order to get to where they're at right now. Now, is this sustainable, how he's playing? I don't know, but man, it's good to see. It's fun to watch the Miami Dolphins offense go at it, and he's a part of it. He's the guy throwing the ball to these receivers and running that offense. So I got Tua, the quarter breakout player of the quarter, and also the midway point of the season. Kasey, comeback player of the quarter.
I think I had this one the same from the first time we did it, and I got to go with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley continues to just be a certified problem. He's going to win some awards when the season is over, but he's been so good for the New York Giants. He's, some would say the reason that they're in the position they are, third in the league in rushing. I mean, he's been their whole offense at times, receiving the football as well. Saquon's just him, coming off the couple of years with injuries. You love to see it. Saquon Barkley is that guy.
All right, I'll make it quick because I know we're going to be running up at the end of the show. I got Geno, top 10 passing yards, first in completion percentage, top 5 passing TDs. Got the Seahawks 6-3. What you want? Tell me what you want. Geno giving it to you right now for the halfway point of the season comeback player. Coach of the half, Kasey.
Pete Carroll got it right. I'll
there
leave
you
it
go.
at that.
Yeah, well, cosign. We can move on, man. Most likely
to continue succeeding?
Yeah.
Team or player?
Either one.
Travis Etienne.
That's what I got to. Wow. Hey, man, listen, man, we on the same wavelength, man. If I could get you on the power rankings, this would be a good partnership, man.
All right. I know I didn't have – this is the last one. Most likely not to be coaching next year with the same team they're with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brian, again, didn't have this one at the quarter way through, but granted, guy didn't have a job in the NFL last week. Jeff Saturday! Come on, somebody. Jeff Saturday is not going to be coaching a team next year. He's going to be back on First Take. He is going to be on First Take on March 1st. Mark my words.
I do remember I said Matt Rule wouldn't be back with the team next year, so I'll take that one. But I'm going with my preseason pick for the hot seat, Cliff Kingsbury. It's going ugly fast out there in Arizona, Kasey Kuhrts. But I think that Jeff Saturday lasts longer than Cliff Kingsbury. We'll put it on the board. We'll put a bet on the board. I'll bet that.
All right. Fair enough.
All right, Kasey. That's our midseason awards.
That is our mid-season awards, mid power rankings Tuesday. Okay. As well, we're almost out of here. Inside Seminole Football is coming up in just a couple of minutes on the station. Hey, Brian, just so you know, remember yesterday I oversold the people.
What do you mean?
I thought the 9th was today. It's tomorrow.
Okay.
So we don't find out the U.S. men's roster until tomorrow.
I wonder why you didn't mention that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we won't know till tomorrow. So tomorrow I can react to it. Ain't that something?
I'm sure that they are anticipating that, Kasey.
Who's they? The listener?
Yeah.
Yeah, they know I got some thoughts. Anyway, so that's why we didn't do that today. We will also have frustrated fan bases. Will we do that tomorrow, Brian Middleton, you think?
Yeah, we will.
We got to get to the frustrated fan bases because we know some people are a bit frustrated. And do want to tell you we will have an interview with Nick Roberts coming up, former Oakleaf High School standout, now with SMU. I caught up with him earlier today, so we will catch up with him on the show on Overtime with Kuhrts and Middleton later in the week. Like I said, up next, the FSU Coaches Show, Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Brian, we didn't really talk about that. I know we only got a few seconds left, but pretty impressive what FSU did now to the Miami Hurricanes.
Listen.
Miami's not that talented, but FSU, boy, they put it to them.
Listen, recruits are looking at that. Miami, y'all better tighten up because I think FSU got some of them boys that were on the fence. I don't know who would be on the fence about FSU and Miami, you know what I'm saying? But listen, you got some, and I'm telling you, they watched that game. They were like, I don't know, Mike Norvell might got something going in Tallahassee. Miami's beautiful and all, but, man.
They got something going. They definitely have something going. And, again, I said it after they lost a couple of games, that the season was still very much alive for the Florida State Seminoles. People argued with me, but it's definitely alive for the Seminoles. For Brian Middleton, I'm Kasey Kuhrts. Have a great night, everybody. Inside Seminole Football coming up next.
I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too much to ask?
It takes an amazing staff and incredible customers to be in business for over 80 years. This month of November, the Nimnick family, led by Billy and Lee, is reflecting with thanks and gratitude. Nimnick knows that how you treat people matters, and for over 8 decades, they have been humbled by your trust in their dealership.